I think it's the Blue Moon music. Yeah, but you're gonna have to turn it way down. Yeah. Okay. There we go. Hey everybody, what's up?
What's up?
It's another Saturday night
Yep.
with my Saturday night friends. Who do we got in chat?
Twisted Mopar who thinks he had carbon monoxide poisoning today.
Yeah, I think I was getting close. I had to step outside.
Yeah.
We were firing up a 400 on an engine stand today. We were working on it. Oh man, and everybody. Oh, I've got Dennis. I got to tell the story. Dennis is sitting there working the carburetor. I'm working the start button. This thing pops on. It backfires, and there's a fire in the carburetor. So I just keep cranking so it'll suck the fire down. You know, that's what you're supposed to do. And he's holding the carburetor open, and I guess it popped again, and he had fire run up his arm. And he got away, and he just went like that and it went away. So it wasn't nothing dangerous, but I was like, damn it, why wasn't I filming that? It would have been amazing. I would have given him the footage to put on his channel. It would have been great. You're never filming when the good stuff happens.
Yeah, you never have the camera in the right spot at the right time.
So did you guys see my newest video that I dropped today?
I haven't actually watched that yet.
Nobody watches my stuff.
Which video?
I dropped a video today earlier. It was the one I put the thumbnail for.
I watched it. Yeah, I watched it like an hour ago.
At least Ryan watches my stuff.
I just haven't had a chance to watch it yet.
I don't know. I don't get a chance to watch hardly anybody's stuff.
William's been busy dealing with his truck.
Yeah.
Yeah. Don't tell Jeb, but I'm thinking about going back to Edelbrock.
Oh,
He's
well.
probably going to hear you. Yeah, Wilbur commented on it.
He said that he watched all of it.
I wonder if John Cope watched it, so he knows I got the head bolts in.
Yeah.
Y'all want to see the fireball I had come up when I was starting up the 3D3 for the first time?
Yeah, you got
truck.
a picture of it?
Yeah.
Yeah, share that. We like fire.
It's a nice one, too.
Whoa!
Yeah.
This
It's
fireball
a
went
nice
down
one,
like
too.
that.
I think that was just before I realized the oil pump, the relief valve was stuck, and when it finally did fire up, it pooched out my oil filter and blew oil by there, and it pegged and broke my oil pressure gauge.
Damn.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's not a good thing.
That one almost changed your hairstyle.
That's
and
perfect.
see, this is the underside of the stock cast iron intake.
Oh, well, there's a reason.
Yeah. I'm not superstitious in any way, but I just thought it was funny.
Do you have any good
Sounds like you need
fireball
a better
stories,
intake.
Ryan?
What?
Ryan, do you have any good fireball stories?
I've had a few fireballs here and there, but not anything worthwhile. I mean, back when I had that 73 Charger, I had plenty. I had a bunch of issues with that. That car was weird. It ran fine one day, and then after that, it just did not want to run hardly anymore. I swapped carburetors, I swapped fuel pumps, I changed the timing chain for a brand new one. I did all kinds of stuff. I tried the timing all different ways, and it would just pop and spit fireballs and just did not want to run. I swapped the distributor, fired right up, no problem. The distributor just decided, okay, I'm done.
We were having a problem with number 5 cylinder. It wasn't firing, and we went through, did compression test, all kinds of stuff. We thought we were going to have to pull it apart, but the compression's good, so that's all good. It's got to be in the distributor somewhere. What I'm thinking. And I don't even think it could be a bad plug wire because we swap plug wires around.
That or the cap. The cap might have a bad spot.
Yeah, well, looked at the cabin that you could look at, but you never know what's going on in between. You know what you can see, and then
Yeah, where it's arcing or not.
yeah, they were still messing with it, and then because his shop's right on the other side of mine, so we drive around over here, and they were still putting the valve cover back on and stuff. And I opened up my shop, and all of a sudden I hear that thing come to life over there. It's loud. It's a bad little motor. I wish I had it. I'd replace this one with it in a heartbeat.
You said it's a 400.
No, it's a 340.
Oh, okay. Yeah, I misheard you.
Yeah,
Yeah, I'm just not.
it's a wicked.
I'm sure it's a
340.
great engine. I've just never done anything with small blocks.
Well, my thing is, I got an A body. I want to race, so A body is a natural because they're smaller. But putting a big block in an A body, I don't know about that. I mean, other people done it. People done it forever. But with the technology nowadays, with the heads and everything, you could get pretty good power out of a. It's not really that hard to make 500 horse out of a small block. You got to spend some money, but you know,
The
and
problem
you're
is,
and you're at least 100 pounds lighter.
yeah, the only problem is you're always going to be lacking in torque comparatively.
Well, see now there it depends. If you got say a 400 big block, and you build a 408 stroker, there you go. But for about the same money, you can take that 400 big block and make it 500 cubic inches. So
Right.
it's just all in what you want to do.
Well, especially with there's several places, but even like 440 Source, they sell kits for $3,000 or 3,500. That'll make
Yeah, all the kits,
what you want.
resource kits.
They're like $3,000.
Yeah, and that really doesn't seem like a lot of money for what you get. To me, in my head, it doesn't seem
No.
like a lot of money. $3,000 for like 500 cubic inches.
I mean, obviously, then you still need to do your top end and make sure that your block is suitable.
Yeah, you got to start out with a good block, and you got to. The biggest thing is, I think, well, from what I understand, and it's my opinion,
Mhm.
is the heads. I would even find it hard now, the way that I think about it, to even choose like a lift, what lift cam, if you don't know what the heads flow
Right.
and you don't know where to put the lift, if you don't know in what area or what lift, it's just
It's everything has
it's a
to.
lot of it's a lot of
Everything.
science.
Yeah, everything has to play nice together.
Hmm.
And make sure you don't have too much lift with your head to make sure that everything clears and that you don't have piston to valve problems.
Yeah, and then you got the duration and the slow that stuff when you get into cams and stuff. I can understand a lot of shit, and I'm really good at math. But when you start figuring up all that cam shit, it jumbles up in my head. It's like the one thing that I can't. But then, like we had Professor P on here last week, and you could tell him, you could just be like, yeah, I want to do this. Here's the car, and he'll be able to just rattle off here. This is a camshaft you want.
Yeah.
It's like, oh my god. It's just what some people, the way your mind works is different,
Yeah, all day I've been my brain has been going nonstop about this truck that I'm potentially getting, and it's a trail duster, so it's cool.
Yeah.
And they're actually kind of rare, but they're just really cool overall. They got the removable top and all that. It's a 77.
That's cool.
But it was a factory 400 big block 4-wheel drive, and that's a full-time 4-wheel drive on those. So
Oh, really?
Hmm.
Full time.
so yeah, I mean it's good for pulling, good for all kinds of stuff. But I've never done anything with 4-wheel drive, so that's a little different. Currently it has a 360 in it, but the guy the guy that I'm getting it from wants to keep the 360. I said, yeah, keep the 360. I don't care. He has the original 400 and transfer case and transmission out of it.
Oh, there you go.
There you go.
That the engine turns over and everything. And even if I didn't have it, I have a good running 73 400.
Yeah.
So I'm not too worried about an engine. I'm just worried about like making sure that transmission and transfer case play nicely together because I don't have experience with it.
I don't either. I don't know shit because she was looking at trucks. She's been looking at trucks forever, and it's like she showed me 4-wheel drive. It's like I don't know when something up in the front up there goes wrong. I don't know how to fix it. I can fix everything behind that and above that, but I'm sure I can learn. But goddamn, I'm trying to learn too much stuff at once now.
And I just keep thinking to myself, I'm like, how bad of an idea is it to just take the front drive shaft out?
I know there's a lot of guys that do that. There's a lot of guys that do that.
Yeah. I don't want to go through the effort of changing it to a 2-wheel drive because it's fine that it's a 4-wheel drive and I might use it as that. But
oh yeah, especially up where you're at.
Yeah, I mean I don't know. I don't know much about the truck. I haven't seen it yet, so there's a lot of things that are still like I don't know yet. But he said it's a little rusty, but I mean I'm not too worried about that. As long as the frame is good, I can work with it.
Mm-hmm. No, they sell all the patch panels for those.
Yeah,
and you ain't got. If you're going to be hard pressed to find one that's not rusty, Trail Duster or Ram Charger because they just
because the roofs leak.
Yeah, they just rust. That's what they do. It's like Valaris Dutch.
Yeah,
I think we had I want to say it was like an 84 or something Ram Charger. It was maroon and white, and it was actually really solid. It didn't have any rust on it at all.
Well, you're down in Mississippi. You normally have to deal with
I
ice.
guess, yeah.
I know you do now. How is that? How bad did that ice storm hit you guys down there?
It hit us, but overall it wasn't really too bad. But there were some pretty bad spots, bridges mostly.
Yeah.
Well, I know they said it like down into Texas. Them people don't know how to handle snow, let alone ice.
Oh, no.
No, my girlfriend lives in Texas, and she's like, nobody knows what to do. She's like, will you come down here and take your weather back home with you? And I'm like, no.
That was a messed up thing. There was that ice storm that ran through there, and then they had it cold all up north, and me here in the middle. We were just fine.
I didn't get any.
Hell, it was 50 degrees today.
It was too cold for us to get any more.
That one observatory, did you see that? They recorded the coldest temperature since that observer. I can't remember what observatory it was. Somebody will say it in here. But it was like 41 below, and the wind chill was 104 below zero.
Good Lord.
Yeah, you can't survive 5 minutes out there without getting
No, you're dead. I don't care what you're wearing, you're dead.
You could have a heated jacket, heated gloves, and heated pants, and you'd be cold.
Let's see, who do we got in chat, honey? Throw up some chats. Let's see invade their talk and see what they're talking about. Because they always just talk about their own stuff anyway.
Apparently, Wilbur Man was stuck in home for 3 days because of the weather. Oh no.
Or did he get COVID? Oh yeah, Mr. Coke. Did you see my video? I had those bolts in that night, and Jed was hanging out here after the live, and he waited too. I know he did. If he gets in here tonight, I had finally got those bolts in, and I was like, "Yes, I got them in." And he goes, "You put silicone on those end bolts so they don't leak because they go in the water." I was like, "No, but I will."
Hey, Crash is in here. Yeah, I was just talking about that trail duster that you're definitely going to sell me real nice and cheap, right?
So yes, I have head bolt in. And yes, if Jed's watching, there's silicone on the head bolts, or header bolts. Sorry, I keep saying head bolts. Header bolts. It's getting closer. Dennis can attest to it. He was here and looked over my work today.
At least you got your console and seat in.
Yeah, shush, that's a surprise. Oh, that's going to go in the next video.
Ron English
I will
says-
say, I like what you did with the console on that.
I don't think it's sitting in the factory position. I'm pretty sure it's farther back, but I basically put the shifter where it was comfortable for me.
Yeah.
And then I was just like, here, we'll drop the console here. Oh, it doesn't look bad.
Yeah, and you can make a little bracket or something to hold it there.
Yeah, I'll tech screw something into it, get some sheet metal screws.
Yeah, you just Gorilla Glue it to the floor.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there you go. JB Weld.
No, John Cope. We got so many Johns now. I did not take any of that seriously. I thought it was funny as hell. You need to make more of those. It was a great idea.
Yeah, that was funny.
Oh, let's see.
It's cool. If I get this truck, I have a set of wheels off of a Warlock with brand new tires on them.
What did they put on those?
They're like I'll pull up a picture.
Were they like
They're
the
like-
steel slots?
They're what?
Did they look like the aluminum slots, but they were made out of steel?
No, that's what's on a Little Red Express.
Yeah, Little Red Express.
Some Warlocks had those, I guess, too. But like the Macho trucks, whatever, they had those like wagon wheels. A lot of them were white spoke. Some of them were gold spoke.
Oh yeah.
Were you thinking about getting rid of those wheels?
Look at that. William loves
Oh, you
wagon.
want something like that?
Depending on the shape of the triangle, it sounds weird, but I like my wagon wheels to have real pointed triangles. A lot of the wagon wheels you can get now have really, really rounded edge, have rounded tips. I like the really pointed tip.
These are originals.
You said it was off of a Warlock?
Or one of the Macho wagons or
They're
something.
gold.
It was
Are they gold?
they're gold. Yeah, they're gold.
Yes, John.
Warlock would have been what, 77, 78?
Yeah, I
have
don't know if they're Warlock or if they're.
The first one. Now, I'm waiting to see another clock. John, you need to send somebody else a clock this year because
If you
I
want
don't
to,
need one this year, but somebody else needs one. I don't know who,
Sure.
but somebody else needs a clock.
yeah. If that's 5 on 4.5, if you
Yeah,
want,
I got
wanted to
those
sell
out.
them,
I got those in there. They got a factory like black pinstripe on them, and they're cool.
send me some pictures of them.
I put them on the front of my '68 Roadrunner that we have.
Two are in existence.
Yeah, but you got the OG clock.
Yeah, so there's two clocks out there now. Okay,
I need a clock.
there's two clocks out there, huh? Now you
I
need
need
to
a
work
clock,
on your car.
Yeah, I need a clock. I haven't touched.
You need a heater.
I need a what?
A heater. You need to go buy some diesel.
I use
Go
kerosene.
get a
But
heater.
yeah. Yeah, I know.
But I can't. Well, then again, I wasn't going to be out here yesterday before Big Mike came by. You guys all saw that, right? I had Big Mike come by my shop. It was fun. But then I was just going to come out here for that, and then Dennis called, said he was coming out. So I'm like, oh, okay. So I started working on the car. And I got in the cold.
Apparently, my cats are fighting each other. Stop it. Leave each other alone.
What is that? Make a deal for money and other parts.
Yeah, that's what I'm getting the trail duster from.
Oh. Well, it's like, hey, you need parts. You're the parts guy. There's only one car you got. I would kill you if you traded for it too.
No.
You need to make a video on that.
Yeah, maybe after about a foot of snow melts.
I keep forgetting you're
Is
up
the
there.
snow still eating it?
Yeah, I think so.
Oh my god.
I haven't checked on it in a while.
My poor car is being eaten by snow. How many years has it been eaten by snow?
Only 2.
How many years was it in the barn? That's what I want to know.
Over 10.
Because you said you got it from a guy up there and it was in the barn. And
The
that
guy
guy
in
got it
Iowa.
from somebody in Illinois, right?
Okay, so it went to you, and then it went to a guy in Illinois, and
Well,
then
no,
it went
the
to.
other guy in between there.
Okay,
I
Well-
sold the car for $50. He sold it to somebody in Illinois.
okay. Illinois guy sold it to Wisconsin guy. Wisconsin guy sold it to me.
Okay. And but Wisconsin guy had it in a barn for over 10 years.
I believe so.
Damn. I'd still like to find out Illinois guy and be like, hey, what'd you do with that car?
Yeah.
Hell, you never know. It depends on if he's like super old or something. Hell, I may do a video on it and he'd be like, yeah, I had that car. I'll be like, oh, okay.
Yeah.
It'd be neat just to find out how it got from place to place. I can't believe it got from place to place and pretty much stayed complete,
Yeah, it's pretty clean.
you know? Because then wasn't that other guy going to use it for parts for another one?
I'm not too sure. I think so.
I think as it sits right now, because I know you want some parts off of it, and that's cool. But I mean, as it sits right now, the only thing that's not original on it is the hood.
Yeah, there's no hood on it.
Yeah.
There's a Roadrunner hood just setting on it.
Well, yeah. Did you get you got a Roadrunner hood with it? But the
Yeah, I
original
sold
gold
that
hood-
years ago.
The original gold hood, nobody knows what happened to, huh?
I have no idea.
Huh. That's all right. I'll find all the parts for it. I think that's half the fun of building a car is finding all the parts and meeting
Yeah.
people and hunting stuff down.
My dad was joking around. He's like, our 71 Roadrunner, that orange one.
Yeah.
We have, just so happens, it's kind of funny, we have a Roadrunner hood, which that has a Roadrunner hood on it, but we have an air grabber hood that's Hemi orange
Mm.
that he kind of wanted to put on it.
Oh, I would.
And he was thinking about having, like, obviously to find all the correct vacuumed crap to operate it, that's so expensive. But we were thinking about maybe just putting like a little electric motor or something in it, and they have like
Oh, yeah.
a button on the dash to just open up the air grabber.
They make that's like what is it? I know. I think it was what Jed's dad's Charger had vacuum operated headlights, right? And they changed that over to a.
It may
Electric.
have, I'm not sure. May have.
I think they did, and I don't remember what Jed did with it, but I know those kits are really expensive. To convert it from vacuum operated headlight doors to electric, the kits are really expensive.
Yeah. A friend of mine
Oh,
built
there's
a
Jason.
friend of mine built a 72 Roadrunner clone, and he put an air grabber style hood on it that had the door that opens and stuff.
Send me a
And
link.
he didn't want to buy all the expensive stuff for it, so he just put it on a key fob. So some kids were looking at the car and pointing at the hood and stuff, and then he just hit the key fob and it popped up and it freaked him out.
Yeah, I think I heard that same story. That'd be a
Yeah.
neat way to do it.
Yeah, it would.
You would think that the electric cutouts, the motor for electric exhaust cutouts would work because it only opens up a certain amount.
Right, and this isn't like, it wouldn't be a straight like pulling. It would be a rotation. So I'm not sure.
Well, that's the thing. Those electric cutouts just go.
Oh, are they?
Go. I think. I don't know. I'd have to you have to look at it.
Okay, yeah, I don't know. I've never done those.
I may have
I
to
don't-
switch cameras here in a minute. Oh, here, hold on. Give me just a second. Talk amongst yourselves. I got to mute the mic.
All right.
I have been really lazy with not doing any videos lately. I need to do something.
Me too. My last actual video was like 10 days ago. I did a short, but although shorts are more interesting now because they're monetized.
Yeah, that's true.
Hey, I got a
Wait.
short that's got 500 views and I got whole 3 cents for it. That's progress.
I tweaked my back early last week and have been trying to get over that. Not fun.
Yeah, that sucks.
3 cents is 3 cents.
Well, I did finally get the headlight retainer clips for the Cushman.
Oh yeah.
So the headlight is officially installed and on the Cushman. So there's that. I hadn't really made a lot of progress on that lately. I
Well,
need to get some
Progress.
hardware to finish bolting the rear end of the frame.
progress is progress.
Yeah. Trying to get my truck tuned right, running right. It's getting there. It just takes time.
Yeah.
Believe me, I know all about the progress thing. You fight something for 2 days and then you end up. Well, it's like the way where this car is right now. It's like I could sit there and do a bunch of work to it, but it's not something that shows up on camera. You know what I mean? You know, it's like putting the headers on. Okay, yeah, I put headers on it. Well, there's a lot going into putting headers on it, and if somebody doesn't actually understand that, they're like, "Oh,
yeah.
you just threw those on there."
Putting headers on looks like a 10-minute job. It's not.
Yeah. You can even look at it and be like, "Oh, that'll be easy." No.
No.
And then, like the next thing I'm going to be doing, probably tomorrow, is I'm going to jack it up and I'm going to put the bolt starter back up in it, bolt starter up in it. Put the front end, all the front end pieces together to where it actually works. But that's not really video worthy. So I don't know.
Yeah. And the other thing, in my opinion at least, I don't like, I mean, I guess if you're into it, it's fine, but like, I don't get behind a lot of videos that are like very like scatterbrained, doing like 10 different things in one video and showing like, all right, well, here's a 30-second clip of this, here's another minute clip. Ends up being a 15-minute video with like 10 different jumps in it, and you're like, wait, we get from here to here.
Yeah, and it's just like that's why I would rather, get a bunch of stuff done, film a video, talk a little bit, maybe go see somebody, and like I did with this last video,
Oh yeah.
But I mean, at this point, it's all just updates until Indy. I think we're going to get a lot of good video out of Indy though, because a lot of people are showing up, and
Oh yeah, I'm looking forward to it. I don't even know
I am
all who's
too.
going to be there.
Oh, let's see.
Yeah,
We had a
and I've
list.
and I've never been to Indy.
You know what? I will tell you right now. When you get there and start walking around, you're going to kick yourself for not spending $100 and getting a booth.
Yeah,
Because
probably.
you have, we've all seen your stuff on your videos. Your that room with all the parts in it, that looks like a typical indie booth. That's what people sell there, and the shit
Oh, yeah.
sells. But um, but no, and if anything, you'd be like, oh, okay, I'll do this next year.
Yeah.
It's like a hundred
Problem is,
bucks for.
I'm gonna end up trying to buy a bunch of stuff.
Mm-hmm. That would be my problem. Is if even if I had a bunch of great stuff to sell, I probably wouldn't make any money because I'd be buying stuff or you end
Whatever
up being.
money you whatever money you sell stuff for, you just buy other stuff with.
Jed does it and he makes money. I've seen him.
Oh yeah.
But I'm not that good at selling stuff. And I guess I'm really not that good at buying stuff because I'll walk up and somebody says it's this much, and I'm like, okay, if I think it's worth it, I'll just give them the money. If I don't have the money for it, and even if I really want it, it's like, oh, okay, and I'll just walk on. I'm not a good haggler.
I'm good
I'm,
at dropping a few bucks off of pretty much anything, but I'm not good at negotiating when it comes time to sell things.
oh,
Like I've had
he was here and he left.
I've had a lot of guys just try to offer me prices, and I'm like, yeah, no, I'm gonna stick closer to what I listed it.
Oh, did you watch the video of the guy who owns these two Oldsmobile motors? That guy who was in
I
those
think
videos.
so.
I'll go to swap meets with him and he'll walk up and see something that he wants and somebody's like, yeah, it's $50. Like, I'll give you $5 for it. And there's times where they're like, yeah, okay, take it. I've seen him literally, somebody wanted $20 for something. He offered $5 and got it.
That's crazy.
Most of the time they just keep haggling back and forth and meet somewhere in the middle. But I'm like, I don't know. I don't have that haggling gene in me.
Yeah, I'm not good at dropping big numbers. If somebody wants, $100 for something, I'll ask him, would you do 80? I'm not gonna be
Yeah.
like, yeah, give it to me for $40. I don't do that because I know what it's like being on the other side of it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, believe me, he gets told no a lot. And it's like, okay.
Oh yeah,
That's what he says. The worst thing you do is say no.
and that's
If
just
anything, at least they know somebody was interested in it.
Yeah.
And he's done that, and then he's walked around swap meets like that's a good swap meet rule is never just make one trip.
no.
Keep going around and around and around because he does that. He'll go around and like he offered somebody $5 for something. And it gets close to the end of the day. That guy, hey, I've seen people stop him and say, "Hey, we buy it for this?" And he's like, usually like, "Yeah, no, not $5, but okay, $20, yeah.
Yeah, I've like there's a pretty big show in the first weekend of June here. We have a really big show up here. It's all Mopar stuff, swap meet and car show. And
I've been want to go to that. Is that
Yeah.
one in the park?
yeah, Mopar's in the park, yeah.
Yeah. That's
Come up and get your car then.
Oh. I may have a trailer by then. Was it June? Dennis, what are you doing in
Yeah.
June?
First weekend in June. It's like June 4th, 5th, 6th, or 3rd, 4th, 5th, or something like that.
Oh.
It's fun, but I mean, I'm selling in that show, but I walked that show 15 times. and I see something new every time.
That and the other thing at Indy for me, Indy's one of the bigger swap meets I go to where I actually see a bunch of stuff I like. You know, you go to normal swap meets and you're going to see Chevy stuff for miles, but at Indy, I'm really bad about. I'm going to come back and get that, and then keep walking. And by the time I get 10 steps away, I've already seen 80 other cool things and totally forgot about what I was going to buy. I've been driving home from Indy and remember something that I forgot to go back and get. Damn it! So now, if I got the money, I just put it in. And
Yeah. I'm gonna probably bring with. I've got a little cart wagon thing, just to be
Yeah.
able to like carry stuff around, whatever. Because if I buy something like an intake or a tunnel ram, whatever, and I'm like halfway down the show from where I have stuff or whatever, I don't really want to carry it away back. I want to keep walking the rest of it. So
I did
I
that
mean, I'll
one year.
carry it back. But
I did that one year up here at Gateway Raceway. They used to have a big swap meet. I mean, it's huge. And I have to say, I was building a big block Chevy at the time. All right, I bought a set of big block Chevy heads, and I was like, okay, I'm gonna come back for these. Can you put them back? And the guy was like, yeah, cool. By the time I got to the end of the show, I was like, where the hell were those heads? I had to walk the show all over again to find my heads. And then I was tired, and I don't know if you've ever lifted up a big block Chevy head.
yeah, they're heavy.
No, I'm not. That's oh god.
Rapid Transit Garage. Never been to Mopars in the Park, and it's not far from it. You got to go this year. You got to go.
Yeah,
I'll
you
show you
gotta,
around.
if you go this year, I'll look into going this year.
Hey, if you
What?
guys
Is it
come
on
out,
a
if you come out
weekend,
this
like a
year,
Friday, Saturday? Or is it
Friday,
Saturday?
Saturday, Sunday. Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 days.
Oh, okay. I might be able to swing that.
Rapid Transit. If you guys come, you guys have got a place to. If you buy stuff at the swap meet, you got a place to store it in our trailer, and you got chairs to sit in if you're tired. Same goes for you, Brian.
That's my big thing is I don't know. I'm getting older and I've got some health issues that I don't know if you guys notice me waddling around. But when I do like no name nationals, oh my god, I was hurting so bad by the end of that. Like the next day after, I could hardly get out of bed. My legs were hurting so bad. I always got to have some place to go back to.
Like a home base, kind of.
Mm-hmm. It helps
That's why
a
we
lot.
gotta-
It's-
That's why we got to have a porta potty this year.
Yeah, I hope we. Yeah, the bathrooms were pretty far away, John.
And then Wilburn was saying, I think Wilburn said that there was bathrooms in the bar, but nobody really noticed.
Yeah, I didn't know that there were bathrooms in the bar, or I would.
I don't even think I went in the bar.
I don't know. Do they serve food in the bar? That's what I was wondering.
I don't know. I'm not sure.
Jay, jump in here. I sent you a link on Facebook. Unless you're like laying in bed naked or something, we don't need to see that.
Yeah, not exactly.
His feet were what?
Trashed.
Oh, well, I can imagine you were walking around for 5 days. Here we go. We got. Jason, we're getting some really bad feedback from you.
Just
Yep.
about to say, anybody else's static, just go off.
Jason, we're getting really bad feedback. I don't know what it is.
I don't know if it's feedback or his mic's messed up or something.
Yeah, it almost sounds like your mic messed up and it's not plugged in.
I'm not sure your
like
mic's plugged in all the way.
Yeah, I know. It's bad.
Yeah, it's real bad. It's almost like it's unplugged a little bit.
Yeah. Whatever it
Yeah,
plugs in.
Yeah, wherever it's plugged in needs to be probably checked. Oops, there he went.
Well, he's probably gonna try to fix it. You could do a sound check on in the what's it the look. I almost said fuck. I can't believe it.
StreamYard.
Like the sign-in screen.
StreamYard, yeah. When you log into StreamYard, you can do it. It did sound like a personal device, John. I can't believe you're the one that brought that up. Anyway. Oh, okay. Jay's driving. What are you doing out at 9 o'clock at night? You're an old man. You'd be home in bed or in your garage. Yeah, it sounded like a ray gun from the 50s.
Yeah, kind of. Electric toothbrush.
Yeah. It was an electric toothbrush. Oh, let's see. Where are you at, Colleen? I always wondered that. I love that. Were you there? Were you guys there when Colleen walked up and she goes, I'll probably talk to all of you and you have no idea who I am. And I was like, Colleen Tebow. And she was like, yes.
I don't know. I don't think I was there.
Well, just because there's not that many females jump into our stuff. So
yeah, I was at No Name. I was just walking around the whole time. My feet hurt. I don't think except like at night, I don't think that I was ever in one spot for more than 20 minutes.
No. Well, can you imagine Wilburn he could be at one end and somebody say, hey, there's something down here we need you to look at. He's got to walk all the way to the other end of the track. I don't know how many miles. You need a Fitbit, John, next year to see how many steps you took.
Yeah.
Oh, South Carolina. Okay. Isn't that where Brad's at? Isn't Brad
North Carolina
garage in South Carolina?
I don't know I think he's North Carolina. I might be wrong.
I know he's too far away for me to buy stuff from him, and it makes me sad all the time.
I know he's in one of the Carolinas. I don't really know him that well.
He was selling that 73 satellite, that purple one, for like $4,000.
Yeah.
It was like, oh my God. But it's just too far away for me to even think about.
Yeah, that was a really good deal. I sold that 73 that I had for
you sold that one fair. That was a rust-free car. I still remember that.
Texas car. Came with a road too.
I want to go to I'm going to do it once this thing gets running and tested. I want to take this to I want to set up a date with all the guys around Nashville and set up like a track day, like figure out whatever track they go to and figure out when the test and tune is and see if we can set up something with all those guys.
We got my brother-in-law in the chat too, in the comments.
Who else?
My brother-in-law, Engine Light Garage.
Oh yeah. He needs. Where's he at on subs?
I know he's got one video. I don't think he's put out any more.
Oh well, you need to put out some more videos
as of right now.
Put out some videos to where we can start touting your channel.
Oh yeah.
If you need help, you got a whole bunch of people to ask about how to do videos. The poor Dennis just has me. And my stuff's not that good, so.
All stuff's good, Brian.
No. All right. I'm just a fat guy waddling around his shop working on a car. I can't believe that 760 people want to watch a fat guy waddle around his shop working on a car.
Did they come for the car? They don't come for you.
No, okay. I hope they don't come for me.
I should have worded that differently.
No, I hope nobody wants to watch my channel for me. I mean, the car's cool. I'm
Okay,
sorry.
he said he's got some stuff together.
I may be tooting my own horn a little bit, but I don't know. I think everybody should feel that way about cars, about if they build a car. But like, when I first come into the shop or when I'm leaving, I never leave without turning around and at least looking at the car. And sometimes it's just like, God damn, what did I build? I can't believe that.
Well,
If you don't
Everybody.
turn around and look at your car when you're walking away from it, you don't have the right car.
No.
Yeah.
Honestly, if you don't turn around and if like when you're leaving, if you don't turn around and look, it's time to settle.
There he is.
Oh my God. Jed, did you watch my video?
No, I actually
Oh.
stopped watching a movie early to come hang out with everybody.
Well, I'll spoil it for you. At one point, I did say, yes, Jed, I put silicone on the header bolts. There is silicone on the header bolts. It happened yesterday. Actually, Sherry took 2 of them out.
Wait, you told me on the phone earlier today that you didn't do it.
I told you I wasn't going to tell you if I did it or not. My girlfriend can take header bolts out without stripping.
Your girlfriend's your wife.
Same thing.
There's a difference.
My what? If you married Anna, she'd never strip another header bolt. Is that what you're saying?
I didn't say
Come on,
that.
Jed, there's a reason to get married right there.
No. My point is that Sherry and Anna are both fantastic women, but Sherry has brought me a hell of a lot more cookies than Anna has. I'm just saying.
Sherry also couldn't lift a big block Mopar head out one-handed.
I tried to get. Anna did pick up one of those industrial heads.
Yeah.
I was gonna have her do it for camera, and it was making me feel kind of weak.
How much heavier are those industrial heads than a normal head, you think?
I have no idea. They're not really that bad, but when you move them around for 3 days in a row from one bench to the next bench and cleaning and moving, yeah, you get a little sore.
A little bit
I
of a
did,
workout.
you know, if the valves are those like you were talking about those heads being taller than that. Those valves are long as hell.
Yeah, so they took a low deck valley pan. I screwed up. I grabbed the wrong valley pan today for reassembly. Because the valley pan I grabbed, I was actually talking to William. It said 361, 383, and I just saw that, and I was like, sweet, that's the right one. Grabbed it, got it out to the truck, went to go put it on. Also says 413, 426, and 440. Which you screwed up because they never made a tall deck 361. They made a tall deck 383.
Yeah.
So, yeah. And then my mom luckily went and grabbed the low deck valley tray. But, you know, like where the heat crossover is in the heads on a regular big block?
Yeah.
Mhm.
That's not a heat crossover in the industrial. That's a water port that goes through the manifold to the intake.
Ooh.
And that was blocked off on this Felpro Valley tray. So I didn't have any way to like cut it nicely. So I drilled 2 big holes and wallered them out until I had a passage that was open.
Hmm.
Yeah.
God, I hope it
You
works.
could just take a normal big block intake and throw on there then, could you?
I guess technically you could, but that's a water passage now
Yeah.
instead of it
Fine for
being
that.
exhaust crossover. And then there's actually a fitting that goes in the intake manifold. I think that's also water. It's actually a special intake. The intake is basically the same outward appearance to a regular 2-barrel intake, but it is truck specific.
Ryan, send Testa an invite. If he wants to come in, he can.
Yeah. I'll copy the link and I'll send it. StreamYard. So you got that short block cracked, was pretty easy.
Yeah, it really didn't take much. It just took a little bit of pressure, and then we started turning it over. It took forever to clean the cylinders out until we were comfortable with it. If we run on 6 cylinders, I'll be really happy. Someone's been in that engine, found out it was 30 over, and whoever put it back together mismatched head gaskets. They put a steel shim on the passenger side and a composite on the driver's side, and the steel shim was broken between cylinders 4 and 6, and those cylinders are not very good looking. And the
Looks like
deck
they've been
surface,
sharing for a while.
yeah, the deck surface between them is not real great either.
Oof.
You could always find another motor. No, you
Not
can't.
really. I mean, you could put all the truck shit. Technically, you could put the 2-gear gear drive and the reverse rotation cam and another engine, but it's really not worth it.
Is that
Sorry,
somebody's
my
cat?
cat is making stupid noises.
Oh, that's all right. I was hoping it wasn't feedback.
No,
Cat's
it's
not
my
gonna-
cat. My cat
Jed,
is
you're not going to be happy with me.
at a wall.
Why?
I'm thinking about going back to Edelbrock on my truck. I never had these issues with any of the Edelbrocks I've had.
Well, you got to fine tune a Holly. Once you have the Holly set, the Edelbrock is just, it'll never compare. It's just how much work you want to put into making the Holly run right. The Hollies are so much more adjustable than the Edelbrock.
So that's part
The
of
Holly
my
is
problem
always
because
set for another engine.
that's part of my problem because I have no idea what I'm doing.
I told you what it sounds. I listened to your little clip, and it sounds like you're bogging. Anna's truck was doing the same shit, and I just watched I sat there and I actuated that arm, the linkage arm, and I mean, it don't take much. As soon as you just move it that much, and you start to open those butterflies, that shooter needs to be shooting fuel. I mean, you can't have any delay. And Anna's truck had that hesitation right off idle. And so I changed the pump cam out to it went from her brawler came with a pink pump cam, and I changed it out to, I think, a black series. And now she's got fuel right there. I mean, as soon as you touch that arm, it dumps fuel, no more bog.
Isn't there an adjustment on that arm that?
Well, yeah, you can tighten and loosen that arm to make sure it's got the right tension, but what William is facing is the cam itself
got
isn't
those.
the right profile. Yeah,
I've got those.
Oh, okay. There you
They'll
go.
be right behind me. Here somewhere. I got them.
I got a bunch of gaskets in here. I got a bunch of old Holly
I'm
package
not-
blue gaskets.
I'm not gonna Edelbrock shame. So
I will.
shame. Carb shaming is bad, Jay.
I haven't given up on this Holly yet, so I'm gonna try a few more things, and if I still don't have it right, then I'm going back to an Edelbrock.
That's disappointing.
And I still hadn't sold that 750.
Really?
Is it vacuum secondary?
He'll buy
Yeah.
it.
Well,
He's buying
I will
every-
not.
He's
got
buying
the-
every carburetor he can get his hands on.
It's got
Only
the
good
vacuum
stuff.
weighted disappointment powder on the side of it.
I only buy good things.
What about that quick fuel?
Huh?
What about your quick fuel that's like a hodgepodge?
It's not. That carburetor is confusing. I don't know
It's
what it
confusing.
is.
It's because
It has
someone
no
pieced it
numbers.
together.
It has no numbers on it.
It's all hodgepodgey. Someone threw it together just to sell it.
Yeah,
I
but
had a
it's
bunch of
not.
extra
Right.
parts and then put it together.
You didn't pay that much for it, though, did you?
150.
Yeah, you got 100.5 worth of other Holly parts there now.
I mean, billet base plate and metering blocks.
Yeah,
Bolts.
the bill of base plates are over $100, ain't it?
About. But it's weird. It has a choke horn and all that, but it has no numbers on the front of the choke horn.
That's probably 'cause it's
Does it?
aftermarket.
It doesn't have any Holly stamp anywhere on it.
Well, it's an aftermarket body then, right?
Could be.
Could be, but and I put it in a Holly group that I'm in that I said, I was like, I'm having a hard time identifying this. Anybody have any insight? And they said, you're just going to have to measure the Venturi size.
Yeah. That's what I had to do to all my carburetors, have the choke horns cut off.
Well, and the butterflies have 172 stamped on it, which is typically 750.
What were mine on that Demon? I thought mine were 16 something, 169.
Maybe that's a 650 or 700.
I think that's what my Demons were 700. I don't know. I know Demon carburetors are heavy,
Yeah.
and when you put two of them on a 440 tunnel ram, they're heavy. That whole thing is heavier than my motor, I think. I had a
Yeah,
Cherry-
my 750 HP here has 172. So
I don't know. I don't know nothing about no carburetors.
I don't either. I don't know a damn thing about carburetors. People just keep asking me questions, so I keep pretending like I know what I'm doing.
Well, that's how you make money. Oh,
Kinda.
this carburetor has pink cams on it.
Yeah, those are what we call the race cams.
race like a 3/4 race cam.
Yeah.
Is that what those are? Those 3/4 pink race cams?
Yeah, definitely.
Yeah.
More aggressive opening.
Yeah, they're not always right. You know, you have to tailor build all the parts on that carburetor for your application.
Oh yeah,
That's mine. What color am
I'm
I?
taking
I
that
haven't-
carburetor
I haven't
off
even-
tomorrow, and I'm gonna change some things on it. I'm gonna up the jet sizes on the front by 1 or 2 numbers, and do the same thing on the back probably.
Well, you've had it running. What you need
Yeah.
to do is pull your
It
plugs
runs-
and see how they look.
Yeah, I need to pull the plugs again on it.
That'll tell you if you need to do anything with jetting. You're listening to your old clip of you giving her throttle. That's definitely an air bog from it not pumping fuel at the right time.
Okay.
That's the same sound it was doing with Anna. Her truck was so bad that if you don't know how to drive around that, it actually would kill her truck. It would stall it.
Mine
Because
are
I can tell that when you get into the secondaries, it clears up, which means the extra fuel shot from the secondaries is remedying the issue.
I don't think I've gotten into the secondaries yet to even see how they act.
Well, in your little clip, it seemed like you were hitting the secondaries because it cleaned up. I don't
Talking
know.
about the
It's,
looking down the throttle clip or the driving clip.
No, the clip where he's sitting in the seat. I only saw one clip.
yeah, just the clip that I have showing my foot and the tachometer
From
is
yeah.
sitting still.
Ow.
I'm just tired of messing with the carburetor on that truck.
Get a thermal quad.
Yeah.
I have a
Yeah, also-
thermopod, and no.
I got
I have
I got
my flashlight here from Scott's Speed Shop. Yeah,
I do
one of
too.
a kind. Yeah,
Forgot
mine's
that.
green.
Wait.
Mine's green.
No, yeah, our phone number isn't on there. Wait, it does
No.
have our town name. Let's not show that again.
Oh no.
What's that timestamp again?
I mean, hey, someone wants to stalk us, go ahead. We're not going to be in the same property. So,
Yeah.
that was
You
the
can
biggest
say, well, you're not even really-
mistake.
You're not technically going to be in town, so.
Yeah, technically, yeah. No, we won't be in that same town. That was the biggest pain in the ass today. Was dealing with the family was moving today,
Yeah.
and oh my god, it was like every 10 minutes they had to come over. What you done? Or they come over and tell us stories about the truck, and I like hearing the stories, but there's a lot of that story that's missing. Like they're leaving something out. Like I'm wondering if maybe when that engine was gone through, they took the reverse rotation cam out of it like it's supposed to have, and they put a standard cam in it, and that might be why it's never run much more. Because if someone doesn't know what they're doing with that big truck engine, they're going to think it's just a standard
So it's
360.
a reverse rotation engine?
No. So how that works is this is a reverse rotation camshaft. It has a 2-gear gear drive instead of having your typical. On a typical gear drive, you have a crank gear and your cam gear, and then you have an idler gear. Idler gear allows everything to spin the same direction. On this engine, it's like a marine engine. When you have two of them, you have one engine that spins normal and you have one engine that spins backwards. This truck uses that same gear drive where you have a crank gear, then you have a great big cam gear. That's all there is. The engine spins normal, cam spins backwards. And
So here's the question, though. If it does have the wrong cam in it, could you put, if it has a regular cam in it, could you put a regular drive on the front, like say it? How would that work? Oh, okay. Well, timing chain would work.
you'd have to put a chain on it, but Chrysler even knew a chain wasn't good enough for that truck to last the mileage they expected to. That's why they put the gear drive on the front.
Well, you just buy a gear drive from Summit or Tiggs.
Well, you got to change out the distributor and all that shit too, because all that distributor drive is special.
Oh, I'm sure you got a distributor.
No, it's the fact that I want to keep all the truck shit there. It's all there
Okay.
for a reason.
But here's my question. Okay, if the cam is wrong, are you going to be able to find a reverse
No.
rotation? Yeah.
No, that'd be like trying to find a needle in a haystack that doesn't
Yeah.
exist.
Do that. Now, I wonder if they could custom grind you something. Probably not.
I don't
Because
know.
the loads are different. I mean, they don't
It's
have
all
a plan.
Yeah. Well, if that engine doesn't work out, it's getting a damn Detroit. I ain't messing with anything else. It's just going to get a big diesel engine and screw it.
Motorhome
needs a-
440.
No, I'm not wasting money on that.
Pro stock truck.
You've got a really good wind in your building.
I told him to put Jezebel's 505 in it.
Oh, there you go, right there.
No,
There you go.
go.
That was actually
You
my
can
dad's,
burn
I think.
you that way you can burn rubber while carrying the Barracuda on the back.
I'd rather
Imagine-
just sell my motor.
But just imagine this for a second. Somebody is in the Barracuda on the back of the ramp truck doing a burnout in place while the ramp truck is going down the highway doing a burnout.
Exactly.
Oh,
That
now
would
think about the burnout competition at No Name Nationals, doing a burnout on the ramp truck with the Barracuda, and your dad driving the truck doing a burnout. You would unseat the reigning burnout champion.
By doing two at once.
You guys are-
Mhm.
You guys have been drinking too much bong water.
By doing a burnout in a vehicle on top of another vehicle doing a burnout,
Yeah,
that's like
I was
forget
that's
the leaning
fucking
tower of
redneck mullet fucking history there. You would make redneck mullet history.
get the
You would
leaning
go
tower of
down
Holland.
in the
Talking about
redneck mullet
Tower of
Guinness
Holland.
Book of World Records.
I'm reading chat. What's this talk of a vacuum gauge? Nobody uses a vacuum gauge.
I think he was talking about vacuum tuning the motor.
Yeah, no, that's lame. No. You don't need a freaking vacuum gauge to tune a motor.
There's a lot of people still do it,
Don't mean it's right.
but it worked for a long time.
The first day of Indy is Friday. Roy, why are you going on Thursday? You can't get in on Thursday.
Unless he's just
I
trying
need to get a hold of
it.
Roy because we need to figure out, yeah.
The only people I'm letting
Well,
in
he was
early.
wondering if, because he thought we were all going up on Thursday. That's what he thought.
Well, we are,
We are.
but we own the booth. I can't. No, I can't.
Well, you couldn't get all of us in on Thursday. It was the whole thing. I was talking to William about this. Is if I was going to see when Roy was coming up, because Roy wants to drop that truck off
Hmm.
and pick up a car on the way home. And we're trying to figure out the logistics of all of that.
Ah. I've
Oh,
had a
you're
couple.
talking about going up Thursday, like Thursday evening to be there Friday morning.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that makes
that's when me and Mark will be there, probably Thursday evening, hotel night overnight, and then Friday morning.
That might work.
because I'll probably be there Wednesday and then be. Yeah, I haven't really decided yet if I'm going to be, driving up Wednesday and then stay, and then I got to be there Thursday morning as soon as they open up.
Is your dad coming with you?
Yeah. Dad's coming this year again. He already took time off.
Well, that's cool.
Trying to get this in. I'm trying to work out shit in my head because that would work if we could all. What time can you be here? We need to talk about this not on a live, but hey, we're not talking about anything else. It just depends because William's riding up with us. So William's going to be at Indy. You're riding with Mark. Jed's riding with Jed and Dad. Oh, okay, let's talk about something else. Roy, I'll call you. I'll call you tomorrow, Roy.
Ryan, and I thought of something. So you're gonna all things going according to plan here. So obviously, forbid anything bad happens. You're gonna be there at No Name. I'm talking about No Name here. You're gonna be there at No Name with the Duster, and hopefully your truck will be what's pulling it. Correct?
Yes. That is the plan.
I will be there.
No name builds.
It's funny, you have a black truck pulling a black car, first of all. That's kind of cool. And I will have... Would you shut up, cat? And I will have potentially the Trail Duster, if I get that,
Blue and
pulling
white
the
truck.
Belvedere,
Blue and white.
pulling the No Name, and we could have a tow rig race.
Yeah, well, yeah. Even though mine will probably only be a 318 at this time. Even though the truck was a factory 400 truck.
The factory
That's
400
funny.
also.
Funny you bring that up, Ryan. While Dad and I were cruising out to the property to work on the truck, I just thought,
Yeah.
I'm going to race the ramp truck.
So we can have a big tow rig race. Jed, I will race my tow rig against yours, $100.
I was thinking about.
Jed.
I was thinking about if Daniel still has his golf cart. But I'm gonna need a couple ramp truck lengths to be able to compete with that golf cart.
You don't want to go against the Cushman?
Yeah,
The
yeah,
Cushman would work. The Cushman, I definitely have to have some freaking ramp truck lengths. I'm gonna need like 2 ramp trucks of head start.
But Jed, I'll race my tow vehicle against your tow vehicle. You've got a big block. You've got big tires.
And 10
yeah,
speed.
Big tires
And
don't
more
hit speed.
gears.
Probably tops out at 60 mile an hour.
It would
There's,
be.
there's got to be
kinda-
if you run that ramp truck down the track, you have to have a GoPro inside because we want to see how many gears you can make it through in 1/8 of a mile.
I'll probably be asleep by the end of it.
I'm kind of curious, realistically, what would win, the truck or the Cushman?
The Cushman. Not a doubt in my mind.
Tesla doesn't know how power shifting a ramp truck would work.
No. I've been watching Dad row gears in his Mac, and I'm looking at that going, that's my future with this truck.
Yeah, I don't know. If I get that Trail Duster, it would be really cool to bring that because it's blue. It's like a kind of like a baby bluish color. Which
The thing is though, is if we did all of this, if it all works out to do all of this, Sherry would have to drive her truck because it's her truck. So you'd be racing her.
okay.
Oh, I don't want to do that. Why would anybody want to race Sherry? I don't want to be beat by a girl.
Yeah. Yeah, the Trail Duster would probably have the advantage, except for it's a 4-wheel drive.
More traction.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. 4-wheel
Yeah,
burnout.
no burnout.
Four-wheel burnout.
Oh, gee.
All you gotta do is hook up the hitch to something.
Yeah, I could. It's a 400 truck, so it's got room to make a little bit of power.
You know how that would work. You have to practice. You have to practice doing 4-wheel burnouts.
Yeah, you'd have to be going in reverse first.
There
You have
was
a
a
chance.
dude that I knew that had an old International Scout
You just spit out all
that
4
would light
units.
up all 4 tires. He had an International Scout that he would light up all 4 tires. I
I'll
don't
just
know
take
how
the
he did
front. I'll take the
it. I don't
front
know if
drive
it was
shaft
a
out.
stick. It might have been a stick and he just dumped the clutch. But once it got those tires spinning, it would make some smoke.
Didn't some of those older Internationals have 318s in them? I thought I heard that somewhere.
Originally, I don't know about in the later years, but I know originally International had their own engines. And they had really good engines.
I don't even know. I'm gonna text the guy. I don't even know if this thing's an automatic or a 4-speed.
It may have just been the transmissions because I know that because I think they did have torque flights, 727s, I think, or really close to it. I remember hearing somewhere that they had 318s or torque flights or something.
Dennis, I bet if he puts a line lock on the ramp truck, you could get it to spin tires.
Yeah,
I don't know how you could do a line lock with air brakes.
that would be.
Oh God, don't get me thinking.
I'll put Dad on that one.
That's possible.
We need a valve to shut off the rear brakes on the air brakes and apply the front ones.
It's
Oh, you
basically a line lock that just blocks air.
Just now, we all know how expensive tires are.
Well, you'd have to get some old tires and some rims, some old dry rotted.
Yeah, imagine what, and those have those Bud wheels on it, so that wouldn't be.
I'm not helping you change the tires though for the burnout. No, that's
I don't want to change the wheels. I like those wheels, but they are a pain in the ass. I don't like the
Right. I mean,
Alcoa aluminum wheels most guys put on big rigs and shit. I don't like
Are
that.
are those that are on it like the split rims? Are they split rims?
Kind of, yeah.
Those are dangerous.
They're not really a split rim. I don't know. I don't know enough about those. I just know what Dad's told me that they're kind of a pain in the butt sometimes.
Luckily, you're going to be moving right across the street from a tire shop.
True.
You can just jack the whole thing up and roll the tires over and be like, here, roll them back, motherfucker. Oh,
there, I found
Yes.
those wheels, William.
I want those. If you don't want them, I want those.
If I decide to sell them, you're the first one getting the call, but otherwise they're going on the Trail Duster.
you
I'll
know,
just
meanwhile-
sell them to William.
you know how William
Want the
is
wagon wheels.
Currently-
wagon wheels.
They're
They
currently
have
on the front of
the
the.
triangles have the right shape. I want them.
Well, and they have.
I'm weird with my
they have a-
wagon wheels. The
They have-
triangles
they have a
have to be very
black-
pointed.
Yeah, they have to.
But,
They have a
but
black,
why couldn't you just get 4 of the other shape and then they would be right?
I don't like the newer ones. The newer wagon wheels you can get have very rounded points.
And you guys
I
think
like
I'm
the pointed
difficult.
triangles.
It's a triangle, William.
and it's got little black pinstripes all around by the bead.
Oh,
Nice.
You guys
Ooh,
say
they're
I'm
white letter tires too. They're white letter tires. I will like that.
I like white letter tires.
I'm gonna put those white letter stick-ons on my truck, and they're gonna read some profanity.
They look good.
No profanity, Jed. Profanity's bad.
And it's awesome because the tires are like brand new. They're BFG rugged terrain TAs. I think they're like a 32-inch tall tire.
Yes, Joe, put a 750 on that engine. If it's tired and it's stock, you don't need an 850. Honestly, I'd even go even smaller. I'd go down to a 650. You can get by with a lot smaller carburetor. You get better mileage, and the engine will much rather prefer it.
On what engine now?
Oh, Joe's Mopar mess. Tired stock 440. All
It's not a
factory
Ram
stuff.
Charger. It's a Trail Duster, Testa. Yes, the Belvedere is still being built.
Well, you need to get this far along on the Belvedere before you start working on, because I'm gonna have 2 projects now for No Name National at least. Well, I haven't really put out a video about No Name. I guess I'll do that tomorrow.
I found a video of the Pro Stock I forgot I took.
I'm making No Name National video tomorrow, and I actually did kind of. We need to work it out, call somebody out. If you guys, Irish Outlaw Garage has got this, he's got a Ranchero named Blanche, and it's real street freakish looking. And I'm like, we need to race those. Pretty sure, if I remember correctly, it's got side pipes.
That's cool.
Side pipes on anything is cool. If I bought like a new Challenger, like a Hellcat, I would put side pipes. I've seen it. It actually looks good.
Oh, I have to say this. This is one thing that's already kind of annoying about this new property is it's right where our city, it goes from 30 mile an hour to 45 to 55. So everybody wants to get on their car, get on the road. And Dad and I both fully agree. Modern vehicles sound like crap.
Well, that's when you just sit out there with the Barely Cuda when they're idling, and when they drive by and go what, you go whoa, and you know.
Well, I think it's mostly like Mustangs and Fords because typically, like the newer Mustangs, people put those Borla mufflers and they just sound like wet fart.
And they don't shift. They never shift.
Like you've all seen that meme video where they have a car revving up and then they have some big fat chick farting and it sounds almost the same.
No, but okay.
Yeah, it's that. It just sounds like a big nasty wet fart and there was
lifted
a
trucks
guy-
with glass packs.
Yeah, the
Oh.
guy at the property who was helping move had a brand new TRX. And he only had 1,000 miles on it, and he was bragging about it, how cool it was, how good it sounds. He fired it up, and we both go, "Okay, that doesn't sound cool at all. It just sit there and just boo, 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 and it didn't sound good at all." It was like, sure, you can like your very expensive pickup that can't do pickup stuff. Ooh.
Daniel have a T-Rex?
Ooh. Daniel sold his TRX.
Yeah.
Oh,
Oh, great. What did you find now?
no, not what I found.
No
So
big girls farting on my live.
no. So we got Roseman's Quasimodo, the race Hemi, posted up for sale.
Yeah.
Which if anybody wants a solid Hemi, solid filled, race only motor, we have one for sale. But if someone wants something really cool that's no longer made, we have a brand new, literally brand new, the last of the Keith Black low deck 383 blocks, wedge block.
Hmm.
It has never had anything in it, and we're getting ready to list it for sale.
Wow.
Is that a cast? Is that a
I never
aluminum
knew.
cast iron
Aluminum.
block?
I never knew
Aluminum.
Keith Black did any 383s.
Dennis.
They're quite rare. They didn't make a whole lot of the low deck blocks. They're extremely desirable.
Dennis.
That's right, because people can make a stroker pretty cheap out of a 383, right?
Yeah. Oh, this is not a cheap deal at all.
No, I mean
No.
like to finish the build, they can make a
Keith Black
stroker out of a 383
383.
cheaper than they can with a 440.
Kind of, yeah. I'll
I
get
think
the
so,
pictures saved on my phone and we'll share them in Discord. It's pretty to look at.
That's cool.
It'll be going up for sale, I think Sunday is what we were talking.
Wet block.
Yeah, it's a wet block, water block.
Dennis is like, I'm close enough to go pick that up.
It's beautiful. I'm looking at it right now. It's got the Mopar on the one side of it.
Nice. I don't think Brian's getting my 440 anymore, so I need to post it up for sale. See if anybody will grab it.
Yeah, we're running out of money.
You and me both.
As much as I would like to put that in my truck, I really don't want to mess with that exhaust again on that truck because it sounds so nice.
Do you
I'd
have do you
I'd
have
have to cut the
emission
pipes and
flaws
everything.
where you're at? Do you have emission flaws where you're at?
Emission laws? No.
You should put that in your new truck.
I like my 5.7.
Pull
It
the
sounds nice.
5.7 out and put a 440 in it. I swear, if I didn't have
I love-
emission,
I love
six
my 5.7.
would have a fucking big block in it.
I need to take Jed for a ride in my Ram so he can hear my exhaust.
I'm a hard sell, William. You know that.
You're gonna make fun of me, William.
Sounds nice.
You're gonna say it sounds like a fat girl farting, William.
I like Dad's pickup.
I
Dad's
don't have
pickup
glass
is fairly-
backs.
Dad's pickup is fairly tame. It isn't obnoxious.
You want us to post that, Jeff?
Mine's,
Oh, I'll do
I
it.
need
I can do it.
Okay.
I need to take a recent exhaust sound on my truck and show it to you. It's nice.
Don't share screen just yet.
Oh,
Is Sherry not there?
remove.
Damn.
Hit remove.
Oh, Sherry. Hi, Sherry. Oh, I guess
Nice.
yeah, we can do that technically. I'm trying to move windows around so we get full picture.
Oh,
Okay. Okay, I'm clean. I'm good now.
He's good.
Nice.
Roundabout price, Jed. What do you think he's going to be asking for that?
It's $8,000.
$8,000?
$8,000. You can buy this, or you can buy the filled Hemi with the solid dual plug heads with the tunnel ram. That's what this thing costs brand new, and you can't get these anymore. And honestly, we'd rather ask more, but we're trying to be reasonable.
Wait a minute.
Heavy duty supports in that
Look at
valley.
that.
Wow.
Yeah, that's what Wax blocks are.
Closer. That is cool.
Wow.
Genesis 10.6.
So that was built, and that sleeve too, right?
Yeah, it's aluminum block, so it's got to have sleeve.
Oh, okay. I didn't realize it was all aluminum. I thought you said it was
No,
cast
this
iron.
isn't the Hemi. This is that's the 3.
Nice.
Yeah, this is a 383 wet block.
Yeah.
I can go get the pictures of Quasimodo.
That's cool.
Nope, wrong one. Wrong one, Facebook.
You're still sharing, Jed. Don't
I
bring up any.
know. There ain't nothing. These people already know.
about your
They
foot.
already know where I am. They add me on
Oh,
Facebook.
I'm talking about your foot fetish.
Oh, yeah,
I
no.
saw that. Yeah.
Yeah, that's Quasimodo. If you want a Hemi and you want to be serious and you want to race, that's what you start with. Those are 433 heads like what's on my Pro Stock, but these were cast solid. So this thing, you could run nitro through it. You can run alcohol. It's had some repairs, but it's filled. Tom has literally $7,000 just fixing this block and making it functional.
Wow. Now that is one motor I would pull my 5.7 out for.
I would too.
Hemi stuff's too expensive.
I'd put a
For a 383, but it's a.
I'd put a 426 in my Ram.
That's a beautiful.
Check off the 5.7 badges.
Yeah, I love that. It'd be hard to build it because we couldn't look at the inside of it.
Yeah, you would never want to cover that up.
No.
If the Keith Blacks weren't so damn expensive, I would have probably bought a Keith Black block. But another problem you run into is you can't really run you got to grind the block away for starters, and they got a bunch of weird stuff.
You need to like clearance on spots.
We'll send you pictures. I'll get you pictures either tonight or tomorrow.
Yeah, they're in Discord. You can just share them on. It'll be going up on Facebook, like I said, probably tomorrow. Tom wants to. I mentioned that to him last night that, you're going to be bringing the aluminum 3D3 block up to Indy. Why don't we just go ahead and preemptively post it? And if we get a buyer before then, sweet. But if we have to deliver it to Indy, even better. It's already going to be there.
Going to be there anyway. Dennis is going to Indy.
It'll be up there unless someone else buys it.
Twisted
at that
Ohio
price?
Garage will be at Indy.
At
Oh
that
man,
price.
the stickers will be so. You need to get your channel up faster, Dennis, because your stickers will be so easy to do. We just take a picture of the side of your car, the twisted on the side of the car. It's just boom, it's there, done. Pictures, stickers, anyway.
Okay, so the block has 440 sized main bearings and a 440 distributor mounting port. Ken Black could barely remember making these and could not find it on his list of serial numbers, so it's evidently a rare piece when it was first made. And given that it is still new and has never been used, I just have to believe that it is only one left of its kind. So if you want to build a big block Mopar, oh, that's actually Tom. I'll be right back.
Your channel does not suck.
Hey, Tom.
So if I heard that right, that was a 3D3 block with 440 bearings and made to accept a 440 distributor.
I don't remember what I heard on the distributor,
heard
but it
that
sounds
right.
like it's basically prepped for a 440 crank or 440 size.
Well, what is a 383 with a 440 crank? I know a 400 with a 440 crank is 351, 352, depending on your bore size.
It's like four. It's funny. A 383 with a 440 crank is basically like a 426.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Dennis, if you want any more help with your channel, we'll talk tomorrow. I'll be here. You'll be here. We'll work on getting your channel. It's like anything else. You're gonna get better. Everybody sucks at the beginning. If you go to anybody's channel out there, most of the time they've taken down their first videos. You know,
Yeah.
everybody sucks at the beginning.
You can still
Well,
go
it's
back
just-
to my very first video on my channel. It's still up.
The thing you gotta do is you gotta just, regardless of how it turns out, obviously you want to evolve and adapt as things get better. But like you gotta just keep on pushing. Even if it seems like things aren't super great, you gotta just keep going.
Mm-hmm.
Because there's a lot of people that make like 3, 4, 5, 6 videos and then just like maybe they don't take off or maybe they don't do well and then they just give up. And don't do that.
You can make a 493. How would you make it? Oh, would you get a stroker crank?
Yeah.
I think that's for a 440 though. I think 493 is a 440.
No, because the 383. If you look on what is it? 440 source. Their kits.
There's
If
a-
you get a
There's a
383.
chart. Yeah, there's a chart on there.
Mm-hmm. You end up with like one of them is like 493. It's the same stroke as the crank that ends up being like 512 and a 400 block.
Yeah.
I think the biggest difference in that is the what makes it a 493 or a 500, 505, whatever like that is the is the bore size, isn't it?
Yeah.
Pretty much, yeah.
The stroke on all those cranks, it's like say you get a stroker crank for a small block. In a 318, the 4-inch stroke crank makes I think it's like 396. And then in a 360, it makes like 308. But in a 340 that has bigger bore than the 360, it would, I think it makes like 420s, almost 426, somewhere around there.
Mm-hmm.
It's the 4-inch stroke in a 340 will get you more cubic inch than a 4-inch stroke in a 360 because of the size of the cylinders. And for some reason, Chrysler loved making, because basically, if you really think about it, the 383 was the smallest big block. They did make the 360 and stuff like that, but I'm talking about like what came out mostly.
Mass produced.
Yeah, mass produced. But then they used the low deck 383 block and crank to make the 400. They had great big old pistons in it. And the 440 was kind of like the 360, it had smaller pistons in it, but more stroke.
Yeah. Yeah, because a 383 and a 400 is a 338 stroke. And a 440 is a 375.
Yeah, so the 400 is really like the 340 of the big blocks. And really the only reason that motor didn't do awesome was because it didn't come out. It didn't come out until after most of them, I think all of them were smog motors.
Yeah, the 72s, there was some pretty good stuff out of 72, but after that, I mean,
it was like the beginning of the smog era, though. That's when everything started going to crap.
everything started dropping to compression.
Yeah, so I mean, you get a 400. I know people who had 400s that ran like crazy.
Oh yeah, if you were to make the compression of a 440 match that of a 383 or even a 440, typical 10-to-1 of the high performance era, it'll
Yeah, at a 400, it's
it'll smoke a 383 because
yeah. I thought all the 400s were like a low compression engine. I could be wrong. I don't know if they ever made a
it changed over
performance.
time. It changed over time a little bit. The most desirable ones are 72s. They say some came out in 71, but that's really never in a production vehicle on purpose. They started casting them in 71.
Yeah, if you look at the Cyber one. Yeah.
Casted
Yeah.
in 71 for the 72 year model.
Yeah, I have a 71 casting cold weather 230 block.
Now, did they make the 383 and the 400 at the same time?
Nope, 71 was the end of the 383, 72 was the beginning of the 400.
Okay.
Like if you were to order a 71 Roadrunner, more than likely you got a 383. If you were to order a 72 Roadrunner, you got a 400
Okay.
or a 340.
Couldn't you get a 440 in a 71 Roadrunner? 440 was only
Six.
so now 72 Roadrunner. Could you get a 440?
No. There is one 446 pack 72 Roadrunner, and it was by accident. There's only two known 446 pack cars built in 72. One Charger, one Roadrunner. They were accidents.
Yeah, because in 72 they got rid of the GTX.
In 72,
Yes, it's
you can get a
all-
Roadrunner. You can get a Roadrunner as a Roadrunner with a GTX package, which then
Yeah.
got you the 440, which then got you some stripes and badges and crap. But it was never again. The VIN for GTX is RS. That's the beginning. 71 was the last year for the RS VIN as it being its
Okay.
own. If you look at a 72 Roadrunner and you look at the VIN and it's RM23U, which U code is 440 for that year, you got a Roadrunner GTX.
Okay.
But that was the GTX as a standalone. The VIN is RS, and that existed from 67 to 71, and after that it was gone. It became a package on a Roadrunner with a 440.
Well, I know like the 73s with the GTX package, they had all kinds of stripes and they looked cool.
They were funny thing about those. If I remember right, don't quote me on this. If I remember right, all 73, 74 Roadrunner GTXs were coupe cars. None of them had roll-down rear windows. And all 440 cars in 73 and 74, at least in the GTX package, I think on the other ones, you could not get a 440 with a 4-speed. The biggest engine you can get with a 4-speed is a 400.
See, I didn't know that they even made the coupe version of Roadrunner Satellite, that body style without the.
Yeah, our 73 Charger, that brown one, if you go way back on my channel, that was a coupe. That was a 73 440 coupe. It was one of only 26 ever made.
Wow.
They didn't make very many. There was many hundred 440 cars, but there's only 26 coupe cars.
Well, that's cool. See, I like that stuff. I just need to get more into that. But then that would make me, I don't know. It's just me. I like looking at, like you go to a car show and it's like a perfectly restored car sometimes that's cool to look at to me, but most of the time I'm going to see shit like what I got back here.
Yeah.
I like
Well,
custom
then that's
shit, like crazy shit. That's why I don't
the
want to
thing.
own anything. That's like we had that my buddy Tom. It's real early on my channel. We had that 71 Roadrunner in here, and I really wanted that car, but I'm like, I'm gonna fuck that up because if I have one, I'm gonna do my own shit to it, and that was actually a really nice original car.
That's why, that's why I'm glad I have the Belvedere, because the Belvedere I can do whatever I want to. Either of the Roadrunners or the Super Bee, there's only so many things that I really would want to do to those because they're really, really cool and important cars from the factory. They had some cool options, cool color combinations, so I don't really want to screw with them. But if I get something that doesn't have, like, I guess, prestige to it or whatever, then I can mess around with it.
That car, you know how? Okay, you looked at my car. The inspection sticker had the
Yeah.
hole punch for 92.
Yeah.
That 71 Roadrunner had the hole punch for 78.
Oh, wow.
And that was the last year that car was on the road, was 1978. And I want to see if I've got pictures. I know I got pictures of that car.
It's also why I'm almost... NSB, Link, you want to come in here, NSB?
Oh yeah, shoot him the link. It's in Discord.
I don't think they're in Discord, are they?
Yeah, they are.
Oh.
Go check out Discord. You get the link.
But that's why I'm almost a little bit frustrated that the truck I finally found that I wanted is an actual trail duster. Because if it was a Ram Charger or something more common, I'd probably paint it whatever color I want. But since it's a real trail duster and it's a real 400 truck, I really kind of think I should probably keep the original color. Which is fine, but it's just kind of plain. It's like petty blue, basically. But more like pale. It's baby blue.
I don't think I've ever seen a trail duster.
I was doing research. Apparently, they were made from 74 through 81, and there's only 36,000 of them, which is still
they're harder to find.
I like that
because I wanted a trail duster because of the Dust Devil garage. It would fit in with that, and I like Plymouth. So
if you'll notice, if for anybody that knows their tin grill Dodges, the grill, if I can get the reflection to go away, is actually different. You see where it's kind of flat on the top? That would have the Dodge letters stamped in it. It has no letters because it's a Plymouth, and it has a Plymouth emblem on the hood.
Okay, here's my question to you, Ryan.
Yeah.
On the 71 Roadrunner.
Yeah.
How many of the last numbers are the production number?
6.
Is it the last 5 or the last 6?
6. Yep.
Oh, okay.
That's
as low production as I thought.
That's the sequence number. Why? What does it say?
100810.
It's the 810th car.
Yeah. Okay. So it was that low.
810th car off of that assembly line.
Yeah.
That's low. That was probably... You don't have the fender tag, do you?
No, I don't have a picture of the fender tag, but I've got a picture of the bin.
Yeah, because the fender tag will tell you the scheduled production date.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, that was probably the middle of August, because they started August 1st. That was probably within the first couple weeks. Or within the first week, maybe. 810.
Hmm.
Yeah, because like my dad's GTX is no that's probably really early actually because my dad's GTX um, was built in August or the beginning of September, and that was the number on that is 114728, so 14,728th car, and that wasn't from the same plant though. That was from Windsor, Ontario, Canada.
Check out that's the link to the old ad. It had a ton of pictures.
Okay.
But that was the thing. That car sat since 1978, and Dennis, we got it running. All we did was put a carburetor on it with a electric fuel pump running to a gas can, and that thing fired up like quick, like you wouldn't believe.
Hmm.
You
Yeah,
can see the dust cloud come out from under the engine when it fired up in that video.
Yeah, that's nice.
Sold that car for 12.5. What do you think about 12.5 for that car?
How long ago?
For 2 years ago.
2 years ago?
Yeah.
Yeah, you got all the money for it then.
Oh,
It's a
okay.
good car. That's all it was worth
Okay.
because of the color combination. If it was black or red or purple or something like that, it'd be more.
It sat in here so long and the green just grew on me. I hated it. Oh God, I hated it.
It's kind of interesting to have vinyl top because there's not a lot of vinyl top Roadrunners, and it does have the belt molding on top of the door, top of quarter.
Yeah, yeah.
That's odd. That's a GTX option or a Satellite Sebring Plus option typically. But it's a nice car. Not rusty.
No, it wasn't. It had a little bit of rust. Well, and you can say that one fender, that bumper is not the original bumper on it. We had to buy one. I think they had it in an accident and it bent the bumper and that front fender, and I think that's why the guy stopped driving the car.
Yeah, I don't know what the heck happened to the. It's probably just from sitting, but man, this thing's sitting low.
Yeah.
That thing's super, super low in the front.
It's one reason why my dad put my Charger on blocks when it was being parked to save the suspension.
Yeah. Yeah, our 71 Roadrunner is super, super low in the front. We're going to be cranking the torsion bars up on it a little bit. Get another inch or two off the ground because it's just too low. Like the top of the wheel is even with the fender lip almost.
Mm. When the weather warms up a little bit, I'm going to be diving into redoing the front suspension on my Dart.
Yeah.
I've already got all the components in the trunk. I just need to do it.
I wonder if NSB ever got the link. Oh, what did John Wilburn send me a picture of? Oh,
Maybe send him a message on Facebook or something. I haven't talked to those guys in a while.
yeah, no, I don't know. I can't remember what their Facebook is though.
There's
I don't know if I even have them on Facebook.
Lee Vickers.
Let me see.
I can send it to him.
Yeah, send it to them. I haven't talked
I
to them
don't
on Facebook.
Talk to him
forever.
on Facebook, but I can send it to Lee.
Okay. Yeah, go ahead and send it. Can you do that for me?
Yeah, I do that.
Okay, thanks. I like having them guys in here. They're pretty fun.
Oh yeah.
They live down there with the gators.
I need to get up and stretch my back a little bit. I'll be back in a few minutes.
All right.
All right. What is Roy and what are they talking about there?
They're talking about compression of the wader engines.
Oh yeah. Well, that's like he was saying the 340s drop way down. Like you get like a 72 or 73 340. They're not worth as much. I mean, it's not like you couldn't just put pistons in them and it'd be the same motor. I think anyway.
Yeah. The cam specs changed.
So
The only real difference.
You give me a motor, and I'm gonna change all that anyway. So
Yeah.
Uh-oh. There they are.
Hey,
What's up?
What's up?
yeah.
I haven't figured out the Discord thing, man.
Well, I got it sent over to you.
Talking before.
Yeah, like I said, I've got you. I think I've got you. I think it's you. I've got you added and everything, but I don't know. I can't figure Discord out. I've got to get in on that.
Oh, okay. We'll work with that.
Yeah.
Did you get it from that
I
message
do
I
have
sent?
you on Facebook.
Yeah,
I'll
I got it
remember
on.
now.
Does everything sound all right? This is a new computer, so.
Oh yeah, it sounds great.
Oh.
What have you guys been up to besides shop vacuuming your entire
Really,
everything
man,
you
that's been a
own?
mess. I'm glad all that's gone. Still, the house is still about 75% finished up. I still got quite a bit to do on it. But
Now you
We
guys
had
are
about 18 inches of water in the living room. We had an indoor pool we didn't want, so.
you guys are up northern Florida, aren't you? Or where are you at?
We're right south of Daytona.
Oh, so you're down there. So you are down there with the gators.
Oh, yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, okay.
We're right next to the ocean.
We're actually,
Well,
New
how
Smyrna
we
Beach
go,
is known for sharks. We're the shark bite
visit.
capital of the world.
We
Oh,
know
geez.
who to go visit. Okay.
Jeez,
You guys
are
ever
right
ride
next
a
to the
gator?
ocean.
No. Touched a few of them.
Those are dinosaurs, all right? Leave them alone.
You
They're
guys are
dinosaurs.
right. You guys are right by the ocean, and I've never even seen the ocean.
Really.
I have.
I have.
You
Yeah.
seen it tonight. It's pretty rough out
Yeah,
there.
it's-
I would hate to be on a boat.
Yeah, she's
I
up.
was 36, 37 years old before I ever saw the ocean. I took a job for a newspaper printing place, and they sent me to St. Pete for 6 months. Then we went over to Fort Lauderdale for a month.
Yeah, when
Yeah.
we first moved down here, we hit it up a lot. We would take the grill out there. We would, like I say, we'd have a good old time. And now, basically, about as close as we get to the beach is sitting across the street up at the tiki bar, drinking some beers, looking down at it. That's the closest we get. I'm not a big fan of sand anymore. That shit gets everywhere.
That was the thing, and I know he's not on here, but my boss was an asshole. I mean, when we were at work, he was an ass. He was a complete ass, and he knew he was an ass. So he'd be yelling at you all damn day. But there was only 5 of us. We were the only people that we knew, you know, because we're in Florida and we're from Missouri and Illinois. And he'd be yelling at you all day. And at the end of the day, it's like, you want to go to the beach? And you're like, yeah, I really want to go to the beach. So I guess we're going to the beach with this asshole. But then, you know, he'd be nice as hell. But it's like, I want to stay pissed off at you, but you said we're going to the beach. So let's go.
There's some scenery. You can't
Have
complain.
you guys You guys decided what you're bringing to No Name next year? Or this year?
Pretty
Yes,
much,
you-
we'll bring the Super Bee back, and probably the Dart. There's gonna be some changes though.
You better make
Yeah.
some changes because Dennis is planning on making some changes, and you called him out. And you made him make a
Yeah.
YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Yeah.
we'll be ready.
Yeah, I don't know if you guys are going to try to bring that Belvedere light or whatever you guys got, that green car.
Yeah, if we can. We're still waiting on a damn oil pan. I'm going to call on Monday, and I'm probably going to cancel my order and order something different. We got a pretty good deal on one from Holly, but like I said, well, we were supposed to have it, September, and then it changed to November, then December. Now, yeah.
What pan do you need?
It's for a Gen 3 conversion.
Oh, oh,
I forgot.
Christ
I
Almighty!
forgot
Give me,
you were,
baby.
It's only
oh, I forgot you were doing to that. I forgot that you were doing that to that car.
They
we
froze.
really like to put a
See?
good one in there, but that's what we have to go with. So we're going with it. It's a Hemi at least.
I fully approve of your Gen 3 conversion. I may be the only
Hey,
one in here.
Bigfoot's here.
Well, William likes the 5.7s and the is it 5.7 or a
Yeah, 5.7.
I got a 5.7 in my 05 Ram. I love it.
They are fantastic grocery getters. That's all they're good for.
If I ever have the opportunity to pick up a 5.7 and transmission really cheap or basically given to me, I would love to do a 5.7 swap on my 1970 pickup.
Well, hey, we looked at junkyards. We looked everywhere for a motor, and they were wanting $5,000 for a motor and transmission. Finally, I just said, screw it. I got on Marketplace, and I found a 2006 Charger for $2,000. Whole car, running, drove it home.
Drove it home. Yeah. Yanked
Drove
the
her home,
motor
took
out
the
of
motor out.
Yep.
it. It's sitting in the backyard right now.
the wife is looking at me. She wanted that car.
No.
Oh,
What year is ours?
2006. Yeah.
Well,
Yeah, ours
yeah, I think it's about the same car, but it's a RT. I think it's the same color and everything as yours, Brian.
Ours is 6-cylinder. I wish ours was an RT.
Yeah.
You got the
She'd
wing on the
drive
back?
it a lot less because I'd be driving it all the time if it was a RT.
The mufflers I would recommend are the Jones full bore performance mufflers. That's what I got on my Ram, and I love it.
Look
I
at
want
Jed.
5.7 forever.
Jed's just like you can see the smoke getting ready to come out of it.
No, it's fine. I'll play with real Hemis. Everybody else here can play with
It's not working.
Gen 3 dual rocker shaft polyhead engines. Because it's not a Hemi.
Not a Hemi.
It's a great engine for what it is, but it's not a fucking Hemi.
Believe me, I'd love to have a Hemi in it, but it's just not in the cards right now. So.
Well, Jed knows where Jed just advertised to Hemi that you can.
I know where there is a 1967 tunnel ram Hemi.
I am on my eye on me on the other. I don't want a Hemi. I don't want to spend that money. I don't. Even if I had, I don't know. Even if I had that money, if I'd spend that money.
I'd rather have a 383 than a 5.7 Hemi. From the
No, I'd
factory.
rather, 5.7 Hemi. I would because I could. There was one of them on Marketplace the other day for $500.
Well,
They're
just
coming
think
down.
about it. The early 5 Hemis were 345 horsepower. A stock HP 383 is 335, and it's way easier to modify a 380 than it is a 5.7.
I don't think so.
That's just my mentality.
I'm just
Not
looking forward to
anymore.
playing with it. I just want to get in there and see what it's about. I've never
Right,
really
right.
got into one much, but we're about to. It's coming.
Okay, Dennis. Let's just go with this. 426 is overrated. What engine still being used basically in Top Fuel? What engine was Chevy and Ford chasing for decades? What engine got outlawed from just about every form of racing? It's not
I do try to
overrated.
say that. I do try to say that to the Chevy guys when they say that they're their Chevys are all that. Did Chevy ever have a motor outlawed from anything?
No.
No. everything they put out was plenty weak enough for every racing organization out there.
Well, the only reason why the Hemi has to be highly modified is because you actually have to take it back to its race form that it was originally designed in for the A990 race car. So you're not actually modifying it. You're just putting it back to the way it was meant to be from Chrysler. But Chrysler had to dumb the engine down for street driving, which is something it is not intended to do.
I agree with you there.
426 come out in 64.
Yeah, 64.
I agree with you there. The 426 Hemi was not a street motor.
No.
I'm not saying it never should have been a street motor, but because if they wouldn't, then they wouldn't have made it for anything. If they wouldn't have put it in the, if they wouldn't have put it in street cars, they never would have made it for anything.
Was
Because
it
they
66
wouldn't have
before
had
they
to be
put it in the
re-
street car, didn't they?
Huh?
It was 66 before they put it in the street car. I think it was 64
Yeah,
when it came out.
66
It was
was the street Hemi.
trick race, yeah.
And I'll also
Yeah,
argue
in
that
cars,
Chris Tesla, you do just a couple little things to a 426. And Dad's 68 Charger, that is a street Hemi. I mean, 100% stock crank, stock rods. It's got new pistons in it because it needed to have new pistons, so they weren't 13-1. And it's got Edelbrock heads on it, a small cam from Hughes, and that engine is fucking violent on the street. It is nowhere near like people say, oh, the Hemi's a high RPM deal. No. Get in Dad's car and you want to experience a 426 that's built for street use, and you don't believe in 426, you ride in Dad's car and you'll change your mind. You may not be able to adjust your bank account to afford one. And that's the problem I got with most people. Most people who don't like 426s, they don't want to try and afford them. Yes, they are an expensive motor, but when you get into an engine build, I got 10 grand in my 505. I would have much rather put that 10 grand towards a Hemi, now I think about it, than put it into a damn wedge, because a wedge you only have so far you can go before you're out of options, before you're putting freaking Predator heads on it or just monster Brodix heads, because you just run out of real estate for airflow. Whereas the Hemi, out of the box, we were looking at it, Brian, on Hughes' website.
Yeah.
The Hemi head in stock port flows 400 CFM, which a wedge can only dream of doing.
Now, here's the thing, though. You saying that about the 426. The 5.7 Hemi flows, I can't remember what it was, but it's up in the high threes in the stock form.
Well, also think about this. The 5.7 was designed in a time period where we understand airflow and how it actually works. Back in the 60s, It was big port makes big flow.
Yeah, but still, though, you got to, like they're saying, to get the high flow on, now that we understand the technology, but still, if to buy in new heads, you can get a lot better flow than you used to. Like the trick flows flow like a son of a bitch, but it's still nothing compared to what the 5.7 does. And you can't tell me that somebody didn't know with the 426 that the heads is what made that motor. The flow on them heads is what made the horsepower on that motor. You can't tell me nobody knew that back then. They do.
Well, they
knew what
mostly
they were
focused
doing.
on.
They didn't
mostly
just make a
focused on
mistake
making
and said,
the
"We got a
ports as big
Hemi."
as possible. That was their biggest thing, was make these ports big. They didn't really, unless you were Dick Landy or someone like that, and you were experimenting with how air actually flowed and moved, which not a lot of guys were doing back then. They were in a time crunch to get these engines to run as fast as possible. Because back in the 60s, it was Hemi on Hemi.
Yeah. Well,
I mean,
and you were still Hemi on Hemi.
I guess the difference between then and now is now it's more common knowledge on how a motor is supposed to run better versus back then. Back then, people probably knew it, but it wasn't common knowledge. It was only engineers and designers and all that.
Yeah. That's true.
It's,
But
it's,
there's
it's
also
more common knowledge now.
yeah.
Well, and the thing about the, I was talking in a different group chat that Testa was in. We were joking around talking about Hemi versus 440 and all this other stuff, and my Super B, that's got a 500 horsepower 440 in it, and there's a guy down the road that we joke around about lining up against his Super B that's pretty close to stock factory 426 Hemi car that he said makes about 500 horsepower, and you put the identical cars next to each other, and we were kind of debating on what would really happen.
The torque numbers too is what there's just so much to it. But like when I was a kid, I hung around hot rod guys. When I was a kid, I hung around hot rod guys. I hung around guys who street raced. I was always into this shit. Nobody talked about porting heads back then. Nobody knew about porting heads back then. Only the people who actually raced, and actually were real. I mean, I'm talking like now your average middle schooler, if he's into cars, knows about porting heads.
Yeah.
My biggest thing
had to be in the know.
Train coming.
My biggest thing, and I may lose people on this one, but I don't give a damn. You can't be a Mopar guy and not give credit to the 426 Hemi, because without it, it would be no different than Ford or Chevy. They don't have some mythical.
It's not something that's in the card for me.
Well, yeah, no, I'm not saying try to get one. I'm just saying give it its credit. It is the engine that put us on top, and it's like our main bragging right. Don't go shooting the engine down because you just don't like it or you don't believe in it. It is a monstrous engine, and maybe I'm just too infatuated by it. I've always been fascinated by the Hemi, and I won't not have one. That's the pinnacle to me.
Well, I think the holy grail of all Mopar people is the Hemi. 426 Hemi is the holy grail.
To be really honest,
I'll have one
I have a different opinion on certain things like wing cars. All these people who say, "Oh, I love wing cars. I want a wing car." If you were alive and able to buy one at the time, you would not have wanted one. It's because they're rare now that you want them. I personally think wing cars are overrated, but there's people out there that love them. And they say, okay, yeah, you've got all this technology in the wing car. Okay, yeah, it was outlawed, whatever. But I still think that they're overrated, and I would never want one.
I would only own a Daytona. I don't like Superbirds at all.
I don't like either one of them.
I have yet to see a Daytona in person. Clone or not, I have not seen one. I have seen a Superbird, but
I would rather put a Superbird or
Daytona
wing on my Duster and be funny. And be fucking Joe Dirt. And then, I'd rather do that.
Get a real Daytona wing.
on a Duster.
But it's just like I was talking with Ryan about all these, Mopar guys are so into the numbers and stuff, and a lot of them are. And Ryan, I think it's interesting when people talk about it because you're one of those people who's really into the numbers and all that. But that's not me, I get interested by the, but I'm not into the stock restoration shit either. So I'm just a totally different type of person.
Well, I'm just kind of caught in the middle of that. I like the stock restoration stuff, and I want to get into doing restoration type of and quality work. But there's a point where I kind of want to do something a little bit crazy once in a while too.
Yeah.
My main point of what I think I'm going to be doing most of is, generally speaking, overall external appearance, most modified engine and transmission and stuff, that's pretty typical. Maybe add a little something to the car, different wheels and tire Kragers rather than steel painted black wheels, which I can't stand.
Go ahead.
I like outside appearance
It just
looking original. Trim, everything. Any kind of molding or trim or whatever like that, I love it. But when it comes to the performance and ride and safety, I'm all for upgrading. I'm all for upgrading drum brakes to disc because they stop better. I'm all for upgrading stuff to make it safer and faster and better. But as far as the outside looks, I like stock.
I like optimizing what's there.
yeah.
Like
I don't
Dad's car,
like the people that
Dad's car is 4-wheel drum manual. He's got a 426, and his car stops beautifully. I mean, it stops better than Jezebel with her front discs. I think if you just take some time and you make the shit better, and you just put good parts in and adjust it right, it'll stop just fine. I mean, what they do in 1970.
I will say this: the big drum brakes that were on the front of the Charger before I did the disc upgrade did actually stop fairly decent with the 3D3 in there.
Well, the thing is,
440's got a bigger cam in it and not a lot of vacuum down low, so it needed a little extra push. But with in stock form, the 3D3 has got plenty of vacuum, and those brakes actually stopped really, really well.
I could be totally wrong on this, but I bet you go out and look at your dad's service truck. It's got drum brakes on it.
It's the air brakes, whatever air brakes are attached to. I'm not real familiar with that.
Yeah, but big semi trucks got drum brakes on them. If they were awful like everybody says, they wouldn't be on big semi trucks. You know.
Yeah, I'm all right when it comes to suspension and brake upgrades and stuff, but what I can't stand is all these, and anybody's in here that enjoys this kind of stuff, that's fine, but anybody that orders that brand new QA1 setup that deletes the torsion bars and puts coil springs and crap in a Mopar, that's just dumb. You just step
QA1
backwards.
QA1 makes a tubular frame with K-frame with torsion bar.
Yeah, I know. Some people do.
It's that, what is that guy?
Magnum Force or something?
Magnum Force, that guy who pushed all that
That's
shit.
Whoever it was that decided to make the torsion bar delete was backwards minded. A torsion bar offers ultimate adjustability and is a superior suspension system to a coil spring. Why do you think the bigger cars and like the Cadillacs had them? You know, everybody's like, oh, look at how nice a Cadillac or something goes down the road and handles and has a nice feel to it. Well, guess what? All Mopars had it too.
Yeah.
It's better.
I think taking torsion bars out of your Chrysler is about like taking boobs off a hot chick and putting a dick on her. That's what that is.
It's 11 o'clock. Go ahead, Jed. Tell us how you really feel.
You have a wonderful way with words.
Weird
It's true. That'd be like someone getting the damn Hemi car gave to them and they pull the Hemi out to put a damn 318 in it.
Yeah.
No,
Ain't nobody gonna do that.
Now, if I had a Hemi car given me, you know what I'd do? I'd sell it.
Yeah. Oh, if I had a real Hemi car, I'd fucking sell that shit as soon as possible because then I'd go buy 4 of everything else I wanted.
Yeah.
I can't be trusted with a car like that. I can't be trusted with a car like that.
Oh, you remember those talks we had about Chrysler being the ones who came up with crank trigger shit, Brian?
Mm-hmm.
So I was just talking to Tom, and he's hooking me up with one of his really nice original Chrysler crank trigger setups from the Pro Stock days.
Wow.
You gonna put that on your your aluminum Hemi you're building?
No, it's actually going to go up on the wall right behind me if we get the new property. I'm going to build a big wall. And Tom said he'd even he'd make me a sign because he actually owns the name Correct Direction. And it's a play on direct connection. And so he's going to make me a sign and shit. And we're going to, But I'm going to finally have one of those complete setups and I'll be able to show it off and shit and educate people. Because that is, if people in this chat, nobody here knows it, all modern electronic ignition is based off of Chrysler. all the crank position sensor stuff, that was Chrysler who did that.
Well, yeah, Dennis, his car, he's got the motor set back like 8 feet, and he's still using torsion bars.
Torsion bars are awesome.
I think even some of the newer, some of the Ford Explorers even used torsion bar suspension.
Oh
too.
yeah, the new Chevy trucks. My dad's new Chevy truck uses torsion bars. They changed it all. Dennis does almost look like he's sitting in the back seat of his car when he's driving it, though.
A little bit.
It's pretty wicked. I
thought
really
you were
like it, Duster.
I thought you were going to hit the weird hour on that one.
No, not yet. Hadn't got weird yet.
That wasn't weird enough.
No, don't. That's got to come naturally.
Don't challenge
That was
him.
natural.
Come naturally.
That was
Don't challenge
extremely
him.
natural.
I know that one was natural, but it wasn't weird enough.
Okay, fine, Brian. Fine.
No, it won't be natural if you just say it.
Yeah.
Fine.
Jim.
All right. All right.
You know what would trigger the weird hour? I'll tell you what would trigger the weird hour. If you want it triggered, the yodeling pickle would trigger the weird hour.
No. I'm going to hit you with this.
But
Okay.
people want to see the pickle.
I don't care if they want to see the pickle. I don't have the pickle. It's gone. It doesn't exist.
Yes, it does.
I don't know where it is. I'm not getting up. You want to hear the pickle? You drive your heavy butt to Kansas and you get off the top shelf of my desk.
I didn't ask for the airplane carburetor.
Well, you ain't getting it. You know, I might actually be visiting you tomorrow. Tom put a freaking hex on me, and I can't remember exactly our conversation, but it went along the lines of, oh, he said, thank God for 60-degree weather tomorrow. And I said, don't say that, because God will probably spite me. And he goes, what's he going to do? Throw a tornado at you?
Well, yeah.
And I said, you fucking dick. Don't
You're
say
in
that
Kansas.
shit.
You're in Kansas. That's tornadoes. Just like them guys are gators. You're tornadoes.
I told him, my luck,
Liberals.
I'll be sucked in the tornado, shot in the air, and I'll land on his freaking roof. And then him and I are going to have to hang out all day. Oh, God, woe is me. And
So you'll land on his roof and then die falling off of it
that's probably true.
because his roof is not a normal roof.
No. I told him my luck. He said he'd either drive me back to Kansas and we get barbecue, and I told him, well, what if I just stole Snowball, his white Viper, and drove it back? He said, no, you can't have Snowball. And I said, my luck, you'll give me the damn Jaguar and I'll make it 3 feet and it'll blow up again. Anybody wants a Jaguar, don't buy a Jaguar.
I'm sure there's plenty of people out there that love Jaguars. Not me.
Also, the first generation of the newer Beetles, stay far away from them.
I've heard that the new Beetles suck.
No, it's
They're
the very
expensive.
the very first re-release of the Beetle back in the early 2000s, I think.
Yeah.
If the car lost power for any reason, it had to be taken back to the dealer so they could reprogram the computer so the motor would run right. It did not have a relearn procedure like 99% of cars on the road. It did not have a relearn procedure for the computer to do it automatically.
Oh, so like if you left your key on and the battery went dead?
If the battery lost power for any reason, you got to change the alternator. You got to change the battery. The dealership had to reprogram that computer.
That's
dumb.
stupid.
I would like to get an old Bug though and do something with it. An old Volkswagen Bug. I'd like to do something like that.
440 powered Bug.
No, I'm not gonna do a 440 powered Bug.
Pro stock Cami powered Bug.
See,
There
but
you
no, here's my
There you
thing.
go.
If I get an old Bug,
Plant.
Talk
you
about a
know what I
wheelie
wanna
stand.
do with it? I want to find one of those old Bradley GT kit car bodies and put on it. That's why I can't be trusted with cool shit.
See, I just want a stock Bug just to toot around town, Dan.
Oh yeah, that'd be fun.
I feel like
I
I'd
don't-
be too tall to fit in one of those.
I don't want her car to be stock, but you know, it's a 6-cylinder. What are you gonna do?
Or Baja Bug, yes.
The Baja Bugs are cool as hell. I would still go the farther and put like a kit car body on it because I think those kit car bodies that they came up with were so cool.
I just thought about it.
Coolest thing you
I
ever
wanted to call it
saw.
I wanted to call it a badge of bug. You remember when that brother JD from that Turn and Burn show, him and I were talking? He
Yeah,
subscribed to me. You remember that?
yeah, I remember that. Oh, you froze. He froze.
Yeah, he's frozen.
Well, now that Jed's froze.
He's frozen staring at the back tire of the Duster.
Yeah. Well, you got to stare at the back tires on a Duster. You know, I figured it out. I'm going to get these weld center caps. I'm going to buy some of those old school spinners that screwed on from the back. You know, the 3-spoke spinner that goes on there. I'm going to screw them onto those weld caps. And I'm going to have spinners on my wheels.
What is
I
he
think he's
back, or
back.
is he frozen?
He came back, but he froze again. He moved a little bit. Now he's making angry cat face.
You guys are kind of easy to fool.
He was trying to play dead.
Were you frozen at all, or were you?
No, I would. My internet dropped out for a second.
Oh,
Okay. Now, what were you saying about Brother JD?
Oh, in his show, they had a Baja bug and he called it the Badger bug.
Yeah.
Yeah, I was just saying. I remember when him and I were talking on Facebook, and he liked the Barracuda. That was so cool.
Yeah.
He needs to build a car and come to No Name Nationals.
He's a TV star. We can't afford that.
He can't afford that.
No, I bet he'd do
We
it. He
can't.
seems like the kind of person that would do it.
Oh no, like we're not cool enough for that guy.
Yeah, we are.
Did you guys see what Big Mike got for the Green Goblin?
Someone spoiled it for me.
I knew that day. He showed it to me. You know, I want to talk. I need to talk to him because if they do that, that Mopar Blast up here, he can make it to that. He's close enough to make it to that. If he drove up here for that, I bet he'd come to that. I'd like to see Big Mike bring that green car up here. And, you know, it'd be fun.
Well, I think he said when he was on My Live Thursday, I think he said he wanted to go to Mocan.
Oh yeah. He lives close to Mocan though. He's close to that. I think he's closer to you, Jed.
Probably. I'm 2 hours or so.
Yeah, I don't even think he's an hour away from that place. He's way down.
He
there.
was fun to hang out with at Mocan last year.
Mocan will be the Barracuda's debut, or will it happen sooner than that?
It'll be sooner than that.
I mean, you'll probably take it to Mocan to test it, won't you?
I'm gonna go do the Friday night fun drags.
Yeah.
I had to get a hold of Daniel and just have him come out with me, and him and I can play with the car.
Just don't break it before Mopars invade.
No, it'll probably get broken before then.
Well, you built the thing in 4 months. You should be able to break it and fix it by then.
Well, I got a ramp truck to build now.
Yeah. Build your race car in 4 months, really make me look like a piece of shit. I thought I was doing good, but I did in 9 months. Blown 440. Yeah.
Everybody here's cool trucks.
I'm just gonna not. How do you even say anything to your friend on that note? What can you even
That's what
say?
makes me a great friend.
I mean,
you could be like, yeah, you are a piece of shit. You should have it done by now.
I wouldn't say
Now
that.
the NSB guys need to get a cool truck.
I would.
You guys need a ramp truck.
I
No,
wouldn't mind
because they
it.
can't haul a tire machine in a ramp truck. They got to bring a tire machine. Because I'm
They might
buying
end
another. Oh,
They
good.
might end up helping me replace tires on my truck when I get done with it in the drag racing it.
You guys got split rim experience?
Yeah, a little bit. That cost extra though for the liability. Dangerous motherfuckers.
It ain't that bad. It's not like you can die or anything.
Yeah, you could.
No.
Not bad until it's not, and then it's like you said, it's death.
No, because I would actually like to. I need to figure out what days they're doing what, but I would actually like to do the burnout competition with these old tires on here and then have a new set to put on to actually race.
Yeah.
Because I'm not going to be like everybody else and bring out little bitty skinny. I'm not saying you, William, because you didn't bring skinnies. You brought wide, but I'm not going to bring little skinny tires for the burnout contest.
Yeah, you
If I do
guys
burnout
can help the tires,
contest,
just
I'm
holler
gonna
at us, man. It'll be ready, just like last year.
Oh yeah. William, what year truck is yours again? A 70, 71?
70 and 71 were basically
Yeah,
the same. The only thing different was the year model.
Great.
Have you seen that? Have you seen that 70? What was your truck originally? What engine was it originally?
And mine
Yeah.
originally had a slant 6 in it. Full
Okay.
factory. Slant
There-
6, power brakes, which is somewhat of a rare option on these trucks. Not a lot of truck. I don't think many of these trucks actually had the power brakes on it.
That there's one for sale on Marketplace. It's a 70 Dodge. It's been for sale forever. I don't know. I only want $1,500 for it. It's a roller now, but it was a factory 383 power steering, power brakes with air.
Oh, is
In
that
70,
one?
it wouldn't have been power steering. In 70, they actually called it power assist.
Well, still power assist.
Is that the one
Yeah.
we keep looking at?
Yeah, it's the one I keep looking at, saying once I buy all these other cars that I got to buy now, I'm gonna get that one for my tow rig.
Send me the link. I'll look
Hey,
at it.
Brian,
You'll buy it.
I'm not going to buy it. I don't need another truck.
Brian, I was
wouldn't
just
trust
thinking
him.
about. So there's a potential for at no name if I get the truck that I am trying to get, and if Mark brings his truck to pull the jack pine, you have Sherry's tin grill to pull the duster, and I have the trail duster to pull the Belvedere. We have pretty much all versions of the tin grill Dodge truck there.
Oh yeah, because he's got a Ram Charger, doesn't he?
No, his is a club cab long box big truck.
Oh,
It's his is like gigantic. Good luck trying to make it use it. And it's a 4-speed. It's actually at my house. It's right outside.
how many events do people sit there and talk about the cool tow rigs that they're bringing?
Yeah,
know?
right.
Part of the
would be
coolness is
cool.
having a cool tow rig. Anybody
It
can
would
just
be obviously the trail duster and the Ram Charger are the same thing essentially. So you have a single cab short bed truck with yours, and then there's trail duster, which is Ram Charger essentially, and then you've got extended cab long box big tin grill.
And then we're going to have Jed's Monster. William should tow his with his 70.
Thinking about it, honestly.
Jed, I
See,
think
that's
we
what
could
I
hook
said.
up
If you
all
build
three
your tow
tin.
rig on your channel, you get two channel vehicles there for the price of one.
That's true.
Yeah. I think we could hook all three tin grills up to Jed's ramp truck and try to pull it, and it would still pull us.
It pull us backwards.
I don't know what
We'd
that
pull all
final
three
I don't know
backwards.
what the gear ratios are in that fucking 2-speed rear end, but yeah, you might be right.
And you're talking about, at that point in time, two big block 4-wheel drive trucks and a potentially big block or small block 2-wheel drive. Trying to
I
pull
feel what I. Oh, go ahead.
I have the baby big block. I only got 361 cubic inches with a 2-barrel.
What I
you're-
want to see, my ultimate dream for Jed pulling into the No Name Nationals is his ramp truck with the Barracuda on the back of it and a trailer hauling his dad's van.
I think his dad's Charger.
Yeah, I think the van's cooler.
I like the van.
I don't like Chargers. I don't hate them, but I don't. They're not my first pick.
That's up to Dad.
Amy.
There's only one. There's only one of the car muscle cars that I just really don't like. Would never own. And I'm not going to say what it is because somebody get mad at me.
Probably not.
No, probably.
I don't give a shit. I think Chargers are highly overrated.
I hate Super Bees. Sorry, I hate Super Bees.
I thought he was going to say Chargers.
No, it's not Chargers. I would rather own a Charger than a Super Bee. But
Yeah.
okay,
What about blue Super Bees with blue interior and white stripes? Wait. That's mine and yours.
I don't like blue interior.
Well, both our cars got blue interior and blue exterior and white stripes and big block 440s.
If everybody was the same, it would be a really boring world. Let me just say that.
Well, if you feel that way, maybe I'll just bring the Super Bee to No Name.
Because I'm sure there's a lot of people that don't like the fuselage Roadrunners. Believe me, I know there's a lot of people that hate those cars because everybody, when I was growing up driving my Satellite, everybody was like, "Oh, those aren't worth shit. Those are never going to be worth anything."
You know how many times I heard that growing up?
70 and older, yeah.
I heard that so much with my 73. That car will never be worth anything.
Mhm.
And here they are climbing.
Oh yeah, and they're climbing faster than the 71s and 72s did. It took a long time for them to get worth money.
If I don't bring the Belvedere, or if it doesn't get done, which it will get done, it's just, boy.
No, it's
if
gonna
I
get
don't,
done.
then
Better get done.
then I'll bring the Super Bee. And then I think we need some Super Bee on Super Bee crime.
That's it.
No, you need a Belvedere. Does anybody else got a Belvedere they're bringing so you can have? But
Yeah.
you just,
Hey,
do you
There's a
guys ever,
66
does
model.
anybody remember the show, the TV show, Mr. Belvedere?
Yeah.
Okay, all right. At least somebody remembers it because that's the only thing I think of when you say the name of that
It was,
car. That
actually,
fat guy with almost a Hitler mustache.
Something
Up to you.
family, wasn't it?
I'm probably
The
too
name of
young
the
for
No,
show-
the
that.
name of the show was Mr. Belvedere. I actually am one of the few people that can remember the theme song to that show. I don't know all the words, but I remember the theme song.
Hey, maybe I'll bring the Belvedere and the Super Bee.
You need a bigger trailer?
Or I'll have my
that's
dad.
my vote. Bring
If,
both.
if the Belvedere is running, it'll be drove there.
No.
It'd be drivable. You know, just
Oh, well, there you go. You can have Belvedere on Belvedere crime that way.
Mine will not be drivable. 456 gears on a tunnel ram on the highway for 10 hours?
Nah, you'll be fine.
It'd be a lot longer than 10 hours, I'll tell you that.
Yeah. It'll be 15 with 456 gears.
Just like I'm wondering how long Jed's trip is going to be.
It's going to be a long one.
I will
If I
have
can
a
get-
car. I will have a car there regardless. It's going to be one of three things:
Good idea.
Belvedere, Super Bee, or 71 Roadrunner.
If I
I
can get
really
my
don't
1970
know.
pickup running decent and running reliably, I am considering driving it to No Name with my Charger in tow.
It's only 2.5 hours.
It's more than 2.5 hours for me.
No,
Hang on. I done forgot.
Look it up. Look it up.
It's like
Shyston is halfway between you and me. Almost dead nut halfway between you and me.
You said nut.
Nut.
initiate weird hour.
Yes,
I swear, if that initiates
Yeah.
weird hour and
It's
my
2
last
hours. Right about 2.5.
See? And
I'll trade you.
oh, you said weird hour and Sherry woke up. She was sleeping over there. It was like, do I gotta hit the damn button?
I'll have to measure my my bed length for my Cushman to see if that Cushman could fit in the bed of my old pickup.
Hey, if it won't, take the trunk lid off the Charger, or take the seats out of your Charger, put the Cushman inside the Charger, and we'll put your seats in at the
It
event.
won't fit through the door.
Take the damn door off. We'll put it back on.
What
Just-
part of it won't fit through the door means taking
Just
the
cut off
door
the
off?
back end of the
Trailer hitch.
Charger, drive the Cushman in, weld it back up.
Put a trailer hitch on your trailer, and then put a little trailer behind your trailer with the Cushman on.
Oh, jeez.
I don't know how safe that. How safe would that be?
I don't think you can do
I
that.
think there's laws against doing that bumper pull. Double
I have
trailer.
actually thought about getting a small trailer just to pull the Cushman around.
Oh, you could make one. You have a welder.
Yeah, but I mean, are there laws against that? Pulling two trailers at the same time?
There's something about that. My brother's talked about it. Like, he can pull his gooseneck with a bumper pull trailer, and that's okay. But there's something about like a double bumper pull. I don't know the laws on that.
Yeah, Testa says
I
strap
mean,
it
you
to the
guys
road.
know more
I've seen
big
people-
trucks, huh?
I've seen people pulling a camper trailer mile long with a boat behind it,
Yeah.
Yeah.
behind that trailer. I'm like, wow.
I mean, it doesn't look safe at all. But
No.
I saw a guy going down the road in a big box truck, like those like 20-foot box trucks, and there was a car in the box truck that they somehow got in there, and I was like, how
Oh,
did
yeah.
you accomplish that?
big ramps.
Yeah, the front bumper of the car was hanging out.
Big ramps. Where I work, they drive those
And that was
box
pulling a
trucks
trailer.
all over the place with big trailers behind them.
Yes, but somehow they got a car into the box truck.
Yeah, big ramps. I could do it with big ramps.
When we
Yeah,
moved,
and then
when
the
we
box
moved,
truck was pulling a trailer with a truck on it.
when I was a kid, I was raised up in Miami, but when we moved from Miami to Tennessee, my dad, mom, they had one of the very first Honda cars they ever made, little bitty car. And when we moved, we got a guardrail off the damn side of the interstate that was thrown out there, and took the ramp off the truck and made 2 ramps. And they put that car after everything in the house went in the big truck, then the car went in behind all of it. We drove all the way to Tennessee with that car in the back of the truck.
Wow.
U-Haul.
I was seriously
How you know a
considering.
guardrail works as a ramp?
Yeah.
I was considering later on when the 71 is done, when my 71 satellite, when I buy it from Ryan and get it done, I was thinking about putting like helper airbags under it and a hitch and pulling my car trailer with the duster behind the 71 satellite. I mean, people did it with station wagons and shit and full size cars all the time back then.
Yeah, you just got to make
I
sure
should be able to do
it's
it.
strong.
Now it'd be
Back then,
funny.
the motor and transmissions were almost the same between trucks and cars. The only difference in the trucks is the trucks may have the beefier planetaries.
Yeah,
Unless you have a truck like Jed's, then it's all kinds of special.
well, yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yeah.
a different animal.
You guys are more into my truck than I think I am.
Oh, I love your truck.
No.
Now, what will be funny is when you get into to the satellite and you look down and there's the little electric brake, trailer brake box inside of it. I think that'd be cool.
Yeah.
And a CB.
Jed, Jed, I do like your truck, but when I look at that truck, I look at it, I'm like, that looks like it's going to be a challenge. And I know you'll do good with it, but
No, it's not a challenge
I
at
don't
all.
I
Dad
think
and I,
it might be.
Dad and I have already walked it, and we've measured, and we've already built the ramp bed dozens of times over in our heads.
Mhm.
There's actually pictures online of people who have done it before, built it from scratch, how to do it. It's not hard. It's just a lot of square tubing and getting everything flat and right.
You are kind of doing it the hard way, though.
how
Well,
long is the
The easy
dump bed?
way, it's a dump bed, right? The easy way would have been build a flatbed, dump it, ramps, drive up. There you go.
Right. But I hate rollbacks. I hate the way they
Yeah,
do it.
it would look like a rollback. It would look like your car's broke down.
And I want to
How
get that
long-
ramp bed. I want to get it to where it covers the actual frame of the truck, so you don't see that big frame anymore. And I'm going to cut away around the wheel well. I put on that ramp bed being as low as like the gas tanks and shit.
Okay.
How
I don't
long is
remember
the-
what the length is right off the top of my head, but it's long. It's like, I think it was right at, Dad and I talked about if we actually went and got a car trailer, like a junk one with a steel bed on it, that was about 17 foot long. That's about what we need in length to go from where I want to put on the body line of the cab
Yeah.
to the ground.
Hmm.
And then there'll be
Yeah, I just
help.
didn't know. Yeah, I just didn't know how long the current like grain bed, dump bed that it has on it currently is. It's probably
Oh, it's
10 feet,
plenty
isn't it?
long. It's plenty long. It's huge.
I just
Yeah.
didn't know how much further for the ramp bed you're going to have to extend past that threshold.
Oh, it won't matter going behind that.
Yeah.
Whenever
just
you
didn't know
do
how much-
start building, whenever you
longer.
do start building the actual ramp part, it's going to be interesting.
It is. That's going to be something I'm going to like to watch.
That truck got the fenders that pull out on the side when you open it.
Yep. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, I watched that.
You
I
can drive a
watched,
dump truck, and the same truck. There's
Yeah.
a big diesel motor in it.
We almost bought a C900 that had a 555 Cummins in it, 555 V8 Cummins. But it was down in Oklahoma. All the tires were just knocked off the rims, and it was a regular over-the-road semi truck, and it had tandem axles. Almost went for it for $3,500, but getting it back here, the engine was unknown. We don't know much about those, and my uncle, who owns Scott Construction here in town, he said those 555 Cummins V8s were the biggest pile of shit Cummins ever built. Real narrow V, and diesels idle a lot, and they'd wear the cylinders out just idling.
Yeah.
Just bad design.
Hmm.
Weird.
If we can't get the 361 to do it, we need it to. It'll get a 6V71. That way it can be obnoxious.
Will it fit?
Oh, yeah. There's factory option.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
I do.
Yeah. There was lots of different engines you could get. You could get just about any engine you wanted in that as far as diesels go. I shall get the brochure.
Now, I want to find out if he's going to put stacks on it. It needs stacks.
Right.
It needs 2 stacks, no matter what he does.
If you
with
had
the
stacks, you'd have a risk of getting whatever vehicle in the back dirty from the exhaust.
Angle them out a little bit. Throw a car cover over the Barracuda going down the road. I don't care. Stacks are awesome. Stacks are like side pipes.
Original
thinking about
brochures.
Doing side pipes.
It's
I do
kind of
that
neat.
when
These
I'm
trucks
healthy.
came out in 1960, and this is a 61 model.
I like side pipes.
I do have an odd fascination with exhaust on the outside of the vehicle.
Oh yeah, you can't tell me that stack right there doesn't just look fucking cool.
See?
Yeah.
See, it needs it. Needs it.
Well, I wouldn't put a stack on it with a gas motor, but it'd be a little weird.
Nah, it'd be fine.
So we'll go to the
I
diesel.
feel a
book.
lot better what some of these guys are doing with the diesels with like the 6-inch exhaust pipe coming out of the bed.
Garbage can in
Trash
the bed.
can.
Oh, you mean my brother's compensator truck that goes from the stock 3-inch to a 10 or 12-inch exhaust stack that we build out of pipe?
Yeah.
Does
Yeah.
he still have that truck?
Yeah. It's funny. Okay, I don't. Let's see. Choose from 7 Dodge job rated diesels. Where's the. Yeah, it's 7 engine options. Good God. I gotta figure out where.
Well, they had that's a same as the over the road version of that truck, didn't they?
Yeah. You had the diesel variant, and then you had the gas variants. This is the gas book for gas powered trucks, and then this is the diesel powered book. But it's basically the same truck. The gas engines were built just like the diesel engines. They were built to just run at a low RPM and work for forever.
Now hold on, wait a second, wait. I might be the only one that has this question. Did you have those books before you got the truck?
No, I
Or
bought
did you
these.
get the truck and then get those books?
I bought these books right after I bought the truck.
Okay.
I was
Okay.
thinking
These are actually in mint condition. And
What motor did they have in there? 361 tall block?
yeah, well, it's a 361 low deck.
Yeah. Okay.
It's still in there, and that's what we're trying to make run right now.
low deck with tall heads.
Now, will that diesel bolt up to the current transmission, or would you have to change the transmission too?
That's what I was thinking.
Not 100% certain on that. It's got a special big bell housing on it.
Yeah,
So-
yeah, it's that big. It's a spacer. That big
Yeah.
ring spacer that goes from one to the other.
Yeah. So the 800,
Had changed transmission on it.
it's either 7 or 800. One of those denotes when the trucks go from light duty or medium duty. And then when you get to like, I think it's 800 is the starting series when they're heavy duty trucks. And so there's like a bunch, like you can get anywhere from a slant 6 to a 413 in gas motors. But in the heavy duty stuff, it starts with a 361 and then goes up from there up to the diesels.
Hmm.
Let's see. I'm trying to fucking read this. I don't know what about diesels. Diesels, weird.
Now, couldn't you do something with the gearing on that to make it better for going down the highway and doing what you're doing with it?
You'd have to find
Different
something.
with the. Yeah, I know, but still.
We have a couple of big truck salvage yards, but they're all getting cleaned out.
Or does that 2-speed rear end make it to where it can go down the highway better?
I don't know what the ratios are in it. I don't even know what transmission's in it.
I'd imagine it probably helps, but you got to think this is 1961.
That's
They
true.
weren't really considering going 70 miles an hour in a truck like that.
And this was a grain truck.
Yeah, so it wasn't made for long trips. That's what I'm saying. They made a version of that truck for long trips, though.
But even then, it wasn't like they were,
55
going
mile
70
an
miles.
hour. Yeah, 55 mile an hour is the standard.
Yeah.
I still remember 55 was always bigger on the speedometer.
Oh, that is a
And-
cool fucking photo.
And trucks back then were not built for luxury, so there was not very many amenities in those older big rigs and even regular trucks. Luxury
That's back
trucks
when-
didn't start
that-
coming out until the early 70s.
That's back when men were men. Because when you drove a truck, you drove a legit truck. There is a truck engine on the dyno at Chrysler and all of its specialty shit.
Wow.
Which, by the way, the harmonic balancer on that engine is almost identical to a 426 Hemi's balancer. You know how valuable those are? It's not the same. It's smaller, but it's close.
Okay, here's something that, and I thought I was right on this. The 55 mile an hour speed limit was instated in 1973. Before that, the speed limits were higher.
Whoa.
And I want to say that the speed limits were on the major highways like 70 miles an hour. But because this says because of the in 73 the OPEC embargo when all the gas
Yeah, the gas.
went shortage, that's when they instated the 55-mile-an-hour speed limit.
Huh.
So that truck was built when the speed limits were about what they are now.
Okay, according to this chart that's actually in the book. Oh, I just put a crease in the book. Oh well, someone fight me. The standard rear gear ratio. Oh, on a 2-speed rear end. Okay, we have a 2-speed rear end. The standard ratio is 7.10, which
Good Lord.
710 or 9, or it's 665 and 843. Regardless,
Oh, that's
it's
the tire in
stupid
the back.
shit.
Well, what size tires is that? 17.5 or something like that? Some weird
I
tire on
haven't
it?
looked at the tires. I don't know what the tires are.
A 6-something gear ratio. Yeah, put a
19.
50-inch tire on, should be fine.
204 horsepower out of the. Oh, that's the 4-barrel 361. Okay, so I'm less than that. There we go.
It was just like the motorhome 40s, though. They weren't worried about horsepower. They're worried about torque.
Yeah. Well, hell, the 413 was only rated at 217, so you're not losing much. This is interesting. You guys talk. I'm
Even with those gear ratios like that, I mean, the tires on that thing are that tall, so it's not gonna be as bad as what it sounds, you know.
The
talk.
transmission probably a Eaton, ain't it?
I'm talking. Huh? What'd you say?
So that transmission's probably a Eaton in that truck.
I think
Yeah.
so. It's a 5-speed, then it's the 2-speed rear end.
Full or a Eaton?
Yeah, it's on the glove box. It has typically they have a diagram on how they're supposed to be shifted and what you do. I don't remember what it says in the glove box. I'm gonna stop touching these books before I ruin them.
That was a 2-speed.
Scan them into your computer so you can always look at them without having to touch the books again.
No, I don't give a
Right.
shit.
That's what I did to my Cushman book.
It might not be as bad as what everybody's making it out to be. Because to me, I see that big truck. I see you're going 30 miles an hour.
Leave 2 days early.
Yeah.
I don't think it's going to be that bad.
Leave 2 days early, and you're
About
still 7
55,
hours late.
maybe. I see about 55, maybe 60 being a cruising speed.
How fast did you go in one?
In that one, no. Well, it was a twin screw, though. It was a tandem. So it wasn't going to go fast.
Fully loaded with the car, I'm thinking 50 to 60, depending on road conditions and hills.
That truck won't even know that car's back there. That car will literally be a feather on the back of that truck, especially the Barracuda.
I'm dying to know what it's going to weigh.
You think Jezebel will fit on the back after you get the ramps made?
That's kind of the plan, is to build that ramp big enough that we can haul any of our cars.
Shit, any truck.
Oh, here it is. The engines. I guess that'd be a Caterpillar, if I had to guess. A C175, an NH180, NHE180, NHE195, or an NH220. Whatever any of those are. They don't have brands listed.
Truck people would know what you're talking about. I'm not a big truck person.
Me either.
To me, that thing reminds me of, I went to work with my dad a couple of years back, and they got a bulldozer, And I was like, cool, I love bulldozers until I had to work on it. Now I hate bulldozers.
I love working on mine.
Oh God, I hate it. I hate
Well, mine's not really mine's actually just a crawler with a dozer blade on it. Oh, and I want to point out to Chris Testa that if you go deaf to a Screaming Jimmy, at least you're going deaf to something cool. And you put mufflers on the Screaming Jimmy.
What'd you say?
But I think if you could cruise at like 60 miles an hour, you'll be fine.
Yeah.
Well, y'all live out there. Y'all don't have hills and shit to worry about. So, yeah, you'll be good.
Oh, no, he's in the hilly part of Kansas.
I am
Is
in
the hilly part of Kansas?
Yeah,
Nice.
there is a hilly part.
Oh, shit.
The eastern side of Kansas, right near Kansas City, is quite hilly because we're going into Missouri, which is very hilly. You get out past me, any more west of me, and it's dead flat.
Yeah.
It's funny. Chris will come here and give me shit about how flat it is, and I've seen what his part of the country looks like. It's like you have no room to talk about how flat Kansas is. You get to the desert.
Yeah, out there in Nevada.
Here, but there's a few hills here and there.
It's like driving through West Texas. You ever drive through West Texas? That sucks.
I have.
Texas is a big state. It does suck.
You get out there in the West, and it's like gas stations are 300 miles apart. And I was
You
out.
only have a 250-mile range on your tank.
Yeah, 299.
We were in a big diesel pickup hauling a big ass box trailer. We barely made it from gas station to gas station.
Damn.
But you're out there and there's nothing. When we went into the gas station, I actually asked the lady behind the counter, like, where do you live? There's no houses around here. Do you live at this gas station? She just looked at me like I was stupid, but still. The speed limit's also like 85 on Highway 10 going out. That's pretty cool, but we couldn't do it in the big truck we were in. My boss was doing 85, 90, so he's a good hour ahead of us. He calls me. He's like, I just saw a goat. And I was like, oh, okay. And he goes, and I just thought, what are you eating out here? But then about an hour later, we're driving, and there was a goat standing on the side of the highway. We saw the goat, too.
He's out of food. He's just waiting to be hit by something and put out of his misery.
He's waiting for the most expensive car to come down the road, and then he's going to walk in front of it.
Yeah.
He's waiting to choose which way he's going to go out
I think
because
it's
he's
funny.
starving.
I think it's funny that the people, where I work, they moved from literally downtown ghetto St. Louis. They moved the shop out to, it's more of a rural area out, it's a town called Fenton, Missouri. And out there, there's like wildlife. And these people that they never seen deer before. I walked out last night to my or not last night, but Thursday, to my truck on break, and there was 2 deer standing there. And my supervisor, I told her, she was running out there to look. Oh, I want to see deer. I'm like, God damn, I grew up around this shit. But still, yeah, it was just weird.
I hate deer so fucking much.
Sometimes they need to learn to stay in the ditch. Yeah. That's the only time I don't like deer is when they don't stay in the ditch.
We got
I've never
coyotes
hit a
around
deer.
here.
But I've had 3 hit me.
3. I've hit a deer.
I hit one. All I did, I saw the deer running out. I was in an old square body Chevy 3/4 ton truck. I was like, I don't give a shit. I just went like this and closed my eyes. I heard the thud, and there was no damage in front of that truck.
Brian, you remember when we went up to eat breakfast at Green Acres?
Yeah.
So you know that road we drive out on to go towards Pomona, towards Green Acres?
Yeah.
So you know, like how deep those ditches are on that road, where the road's here, but the ditch is down here.
Yeah.
So I went to go buy a tunnel ram from a guy, and it was out in that direction. And I was driving. I asked Dad if he wanted to come with me, and he said, "No, I want to work on stuff." So he stayed at home, and I went to go get this tunnel ram. When I came back, the county's not real big about mowing those ditches, so it's literally impossible to see in those ditches. And I was just cruising back, minding my own business, and this deer stuck his fucking head up through there and just clipped the side of Dad's truck.
Mm.
Ooh.
And it was bad enough that actually he had to get his frame pulled.
Damn.
Dang.
I got out of the truck freaking out, and I went down there and I fucking put my hand under the bumper to kind of pull it out, and I pulled out a bunch of deer brains, and I went over that fucking dead deer, and
Ooh.
I may have done some not so nice things to that dead deer's body. with my food. Piece of shit. How dare you fucking exist?
Now entering
That's on a
weird
blue
hour.
truck?
Yeah, it's on Dad's blue, his 06 Ram.
Wow.
It still pulls a little bit when you drive it because of that.
Dang.
I hate deer. Anybody who likes deer, I'm sorry, you're fucking wrong.
They taste good.
I like to eat deer.
I don't think they
I'll
taste
shoot them.
good, but I'll eat them.
Gotta cook them right, but they taste good.
If I'm hungry.
You know what, William? You know what else probably tastes pretty good?
Uh-oh.
Human.
You know what I think would taste awesome?
Dick.
No. Porcupine.
Somebody needs to cue Weird Hour now. I think we're at this point.
I think porcupine tastes awesome. For an animal to develop that kind of a defense mechanism, everything wanted to eat it.
What about skunks?
No, I also think penguin would probably be really good too.
But how can you eat a penguin?
I could eat a penguin.
I'll try anything.
Tastes like chicken.
You know what I won't eat? One thing I won't eat for some reason, I've eaten like sushi and all kinds of weird shit. I will not eat frog legs.
That's weird.
Hell,
I just can't. I can't see it.
I can't
Never.
eat it.
Hater. I've eaten all kinds of shit, but I can't eat frog legs.
they're
I've
good.
never even had an opportunity to try frog legs, and I don't want to.
Alligator's good.
I think I have had fried calamari though.
What
I
about
had
turtle?
calamari. I didn't like it, but I tried it. I
Have you
wouldn't
had turtle?
try frog legs.
Don't you
Never
bring
had
turtles
turtle.
into this.
No.
I tried turtle.
Snapping
I love
turtle's good
turtle.
too. It's
I don't
tough.
like-
You gotta boil it first, then cook it.
I don't like the idea of eating turtles. Turtles are my spirit animal.
That or
Watched
those
Teenage
guys,
Mutant Ninja Turtles
It's
as a
the
kid.
alligator turtle though.
Oh, okay.
those guys that
Oh,
eat armadillos. I don't think I could eat an armadillo either.
It's a road turtle.
Hard shell possum.
Let's see, chat. What wouldn't you eat? What wouldn't you even try?
Dick.
Yeah.
How it is not Weird Hour yet, I cannot understand.
I'm doing it out of a spike now.
All right.
I'm not doing Weird Hour, and I can't control the computer. It's way over there. It shares.
That's what that's what you need to use to pull your cars with.
Yes.
There you
Yeah.
go. Yep.
I want to buy, Jed. You sent that, and I only saw it. I saw it way after you sent it. The little rocket ship on the golf cart frame.
Yeah.
I want that. If that was cheaper than $3,000, I would buy that.
That's
Same.
pretty cool.
It's this old fiberglass rocket ship thing that I got. I bet was some kind of advertisement or something. And
I
they
think it
put
was a
down
carnival
on-
ride. It
It
had
might
to
have
be
been a carnival ride, and they put it down on a golf cart frame. It's like something from the '60s. It looks cool as hell.
All right, I got a question for Ryan.
This made you the Weird Hour.
All right, Ryan. You can have. Oh, sorry, 1929 A-bone pickup. You just entered You entered at the wrong time. Ryan, you have all the money in the world, but you have a dick grew out of your forehead.
Like tattooed?
No, like a legit, like his penis is on his forehead
Oh.
and his balls are hanging down like right here.
Well, no, because you couldn't see.
Well, for me, maybe. Your other option, Ryan, is the deed that will be done at No Name that you agreed to. That most
Did
people
not
in this
agree to
schedule-
anything.
You agreed to it. Anna and my brother were both witness to you agreeing to.
We love hazing Ryan.
My words.
NSB guys. I'll put it this way.
No.
Put it away. That's not going to get me a
That's
beauty
where I'm
guideline.
going. Okay, so picture a hot dog bun, and then hot dog sliding through it. He agreed to that.
I did not.
He did. I have witnesses.
Oh, all right, honey, you woke up cute at a weird hour. He did it. She's half
Blame it on
asleep. She
Jeff.
woke up and heard that.
It's like, what in the?
But well, honestly, she's on Discord with me and Jed all the time. She's used to it. That's like normal shit for her to wake up to.
It's
Because I put up the parental advisory, I should never get a guideline strike for that.
no. Well, I'm not. We're not
Like
being.
after a year, it should be open season, but YouTube doesn't think of it that way.
Well, we're not being like obscene. We're just exposing the truth, Ryan.
Have you
Yeah,
heard of the stuff that YouTube's doing
Mm-mm.
with cursing
what?
now?
Oh no.
It's kind of messed up in a way.
I don't know.
If-
I've never gotten a strike or a guideline violation of any kind.
I haven't either, surprisingly. But you cannot cuss within the first 7 seconds of your video.
I know that.
And you cannot, but now the cussing cannot be excessive, which they don't say what excessive is. And the only 2 words, all words are the same now, except for like damn and hell. Now, the thing that's making a lot of people mad is they just instituted these and they can go back on your other videos and give you a strike for it. And they can demonetize. Say you have a video from 6 months ago. They demonetize that video. They can prorate the money you earned off of that video and take it away from future earnings.
Hmm.
That's a little messed up. Oh well.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's 50% of my editing out all his cussing.
That's what I do whenever someone cusses in the video when we're filming. I'm like, shit, I gotta fucking cut that shit out now.
I'm starting to
But
put
you
it
know
in
what?
as bloopers. I just bleep everything out.
I want to get like the bleep, because like a bleeped out cuss word is actually funnier than just saying the cuss word on a video. You know?
Because sometimes you don't know what word they actually said.
Mhm. You can just be talking normal and bleep it out, and it makes the whole conversation funny.
Oh yeah,
Just
there's
pick a random
actually-
word. Just
In general, in my videos, I try to be family friendly with the wording.
Yeah.
I can't be. I gotta be me. I use the word fuck as a comma.
God, could you imagine? You know, you're. God, I don't know if I want to say that.
And I'm well far enough into this live that I'm not monetized anyway.
Still,
And when I do get monetized, what are they going to do? Take away my 10 cents? Okay. I don't ever plan on having a big, huge YouTube channel like Jed, being a super YouTube star.
Yeah, I've been
Being
monetized
famous.
for I've been monetized for 3 weeks and I've made not even $10.
I'm not gonna have a comment on that one.
On me?
No, on
Oh,
my last video did like triple that.
US video what?
Nothing. I'm not being that guy.
You're a big what? Okay, here. Just so people, this is actually informative. If you want to say your last video, say somebody gets a channel as big as yours, because there's people who think a channel your size, oh, he's got 26,000 subscribers. He could do this for a living. You know, oh, if I had that many subscribers, I would quit my job and do YouTube as a living. Last video, how much money? Your last video that I'll say, okay, say within a month old video, how much is one of your videos that's gone the length until because
Okay.
they all go at the distance and die out.
Let's just go to a video that got some decent views.
Okay.
Go to the video we did. Go to the video me and you did, Jed.
That's too far back. I'm not scrolling that far. Okay,
Okay.
so my last video that got 11,000 views was the Barracuda. Whoa, how'd that get limited? Something got limited.
Yeah, you gotta watch it now. They've come up with new rules, but
Yeah, they just limited the video. Okay, that's fine. I don't give a shit. The last Barracuda video has 11.7 thousand views, has 1,400 watch hours. It made $86. So keep in mind that you get paid once a month, no taxes out of it. So you got to pay the tax man at the end of the year on your revenue. So if you made a video a week like I do, that's just shy of say $400 a month if you hit those watch time hours and you get all the right views. That's potentially $400 in your pocket. Potentially. It's very, like, I've had months that are $200 and then some months where it comes up to $900. And those are nice because they help pay for some of the parts I buy. But those months are extremely rare. Like the truck build stuff I know is not going to do well, but I don't give a shit. We're going to build it no matter what. So I don't care what the views are on it.
I have heard a lot of big channels say that the money they get from YouTube is not what they're making their money off of. It's merch and any other deals they can make. And, if you get a big channel, there's people willing to pay you money to spout off their stuff. I mean, if I ever get big enough, I'll advertise boner pills. I don't care.
I still think it's funny when that one email they sent you, Jed, that like Princess Polly or whatever the heck it was.
Yeah, they were going to pay you like $700, weren't they?
I have a
Right.
lot of videos. I get a lot of those people who email me wanting me to do stuff like that. No, I'm not selling my channel out.
Well, no, but that one was kind of ridiculous. They were wanting you to sell women's clothes.
Yeah.
It was somebody who obviously know nothing about your channel, just saw, oh, look, there's a number and there's an amount of subscribers and some watch time hours here.
Well, you did sell some shoes, so
Those are actually really good fucking boots. It's amazing. Anna's work. Anna was getting some crap from some of her coworkers who watched the show, and they're like, he totally doesn't wear those boots. Those must suck because I didn't wear them for the rest of that Barracuda video. It's because I didn't have them for the rest of the Barracuda video when I put them in there. I literally wear those boots almost every day, and that Brunt workwear, they make a really nice boot. My next pair of boots, I'll buy them straight from them.
You were not paid for that endorsement.
No comment. Link in the description below for 10% off.
Use discount
No,
code.
it's like, the money that YouTube pays out is not where it's really hard to make a living off of that. Plus, it's so up and down, sporadic, and all they got to do is like this: they change the rules, and now you're losing money.
I don't know what the cylinder head video is actually doing a lot better than I thought it would, but I don't have analytics open on it yet. It's at 2,800 views, which it's a video I didn't plan on doing well. Just hoping maybe someone could learn something from it.
I thought it was kind of cool.
Oh, I liked it. It was cool.
Go down with the heat and the. I thought that was cool.
Yeah, that was really cool. I like telling the people who I got the truck from that whoever was working on this thing last really had no idea what the hell they were doing. And you can kind of tell they all kind of hang their heads. In fact, the son of the lady I bought it from, they've been watching the videos, and he came up to me today and he goes, "Yeah, I was the one who was beating on those valves and mushroomed them." I was like, probably shouldn't use a sledgehammer to try and free valves up. They make brass for a reason. Brass hammers, those work pretty good.
Well, that's like today. You haven't heard the story yet, Jordan. You weren't here. We were over at me and Dennis were working on Tom's 340. He's got it on the run stand and everything. We're trying to get it running. So I'm controlling the switch and the button, and he's controlling the carburetor. Okay. Well, it backfires, and there's a poof, and I thought, well, damn, that would have been cool to get on camera. Well, then there's fire in the carburetor, so I keep cranking, so it sucks the fire down, and he's holding the throttle open to do the same thing. Well, it popped again, and the fire shot up his arm. His arm was on fire. He just went like that and put it out. It wasn't done bad, but I'm like, God damn it, why wasn't I filming? Because I'd have given that footage to him to help his channel out, because it was him that caught on fire. I mean, it would be kind of shitty of me to, oh, you caught on fire, I'm going to use that, but still.
I had nowhere near as cool as that, but today we were cleaning those cylinders out with brake cleaner, and I wasn't thinking about it. My glove was a little chilly. I didn't realize it had soaked up that much, but I went to go light a cigarette, and my glove went, and it just lit on fire, and I was like, took me a second to be like, that's on fire. I'm on fire. That's really hot. So I sat there and tried to pat it out as I go back to try and light my cigarette because priorities, my hand's still on fire.
You should
have just used the glove to light the cigarette.
I didn't think about that. I should have just done that, but eventually I just I never took my glove off, and my mom was giving me shit. She's like, "Why didn't you take the glove off?" And I was like, "Because my hand would have got cold." My hand was warm.
Too warm.
A self-heating glove that doesn't use batteries.
Yeah.
All I gotta do is light yourself on fire.
Yeah, it's not that bad.
I got still like that. Me and my dad were working on my girlfriend's car at the time, and it had seized up the one of the rear wheel bearings had seized up on it. So we're sitting there. We've got it sprayed down with brake clean, all kinds of stuff, and I'm sitting in basically a puddle of brake clean. Then we started grinding on it.
Oh.
And I'm like, after I stopped grinding for a minute, I'm like, am I on fire? And I was wearing holy jeans with the frayed shit. I stand up and I'm like, oh shit, I'm on fire. And I'm sitting there trying to put the fire out. And my dad, the wonderful father he is sitting there laughing his ass off, almost rolling on the ground laughing at me. And then I was laughing about it too because that didn't burn me or anything. But still, it's just the whole thing of, I was on fire and you couldn't stop laughing long enough to help me put the fire out.
I know exactly what you went through, Brian. I lost one of my favorite flannel shirts to that. I was laying under my buddy Jimmy's shitbox El Camino, and I was welding up his. We were actually scabbing an exhaust together, so he wasn't just boom running around town with open manifolds. And I told him, Jimmy, your only job besides smoking weed today and drinking is to tell me if I'm on fire. And it was a joke. I'm sitting there welding underneath his car, and I'm like, man, it's getting fucking hot underneath here. And I just figured it was the welding overhead. And next thing I know, same thing as you, I heard him cackling, just giggling like a freaking schoolgirl. What the hell are you laughing about? And he trying to tell me, and I keep welding. Next thing I know, I feel this sensational heat on the left side of my body, and I finally look down. I don't see nothing because I got the welding hood, and I move it over, and I'm like, oh, fuck. And my whole shirt is on fire, my flannel shirt. I'm underneath that car, and yeah, that wasn't fun.
Oh, I did that at work. When I was working with my dad, I was welding, and I had the beard like this. And I'm just welding, and all of a sudden, inside the welding hood, I'm seeing what looks like a campfire. I'm like, what the fuck? Oh, my beard was on fucking fire. But yeah, friends are never good to rely, especially with friends like me. Never good to rely on stuff like that. My buddy, we were working on his, I can't remember what he had, but we were taking the starter out of it. And he's laying right underneath it, unbolting the starter. His head's laying down on concrete. That starter came down and popped him right in the forehead.
Oh,
Oh, but all I could do was laugh. I couldn't even ask him if he was, I asked him if he was okay. But asking somebody if they're okay while you're laughing seems kind of, disingenuous, I guess.
You always ask, then you laugh.
yeah.
It's hard sometimes, though.
You try.
Let me ask you all a question. Let's say hypothetically, your brother's changing your oil in your car for you because you don't like changing your own oil in your 2006 Dodge Magnum, hypothetically, and he's kind of being a dick, and you just happen to drop a ratchet right on his ding dong. Is that wrong?
Oh, no. That was the best joke when I was working with my dad. We had these other guys, and every time we get a new guy, once we found out that he was halfway cool, that was the whole thing. They're sticking out halfway, out from underneath the car. You go, bombs away, and drop a wrench or something on their nuts. After the first time, you could fucking just be walking by somebody, go, bombs away, and they'll fucking freak out, totally fucking freak out. It's great.
Yeah.
Curl
To
up.
this day,
Working on cars.
To this day, I still won't lay underneath the car with my brother near me because I know, well, hypothetically, I know that there's payback coming someday.
I can understand with brothers too. It wouldn't be just dropping it. If he was going to get even, he wouldn't just drop something.
Luckily for me, my ding dong's small enough. He's going to have fun trying to find it. I'll be right back.
Well, I'm going to call it a night.
Lane.
Yeah, I think we're going to go ahead and end it. It's midnight. We've been on for 3.5 hours or so.
Oh, shit.
I'm going to call it, but you guys have a good night. Thanks for having me on, Brian.
Yeah, no problem.
All right.
All right. We're going to end it. My wife's asleep.
Take it easy.
Thanks everybody for coming out. Thanks everybody in chat. We'll see y'all later. Oh,
Yeah.
man. Oh, I did something bad. Oh, no. Oh,
Dean and Lee, don't leave just yet.
okay. Oh, yeah, don't go. Okay. We'll see you guys later. Gonna do it.
Penis.